Oh, wait, you go. I'm not going to touch the mouse. You go.
No. You can touch it. I'm done.
Okay. Are we live?
We're live.
You can touch it.
Can I touch it?
You can touch it.
Vagina. Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight, Middle Earth Edition. Now, as any honest and decent person knows, Sauron is not a figure to be taken unconcernedly. This wasn't up for debate even a few years ago, but all of a sudden, you've got militarized Nazgul patrolling the Shire and threatening the ability of its citizens to travel freely. So why are some of Middle-earth's residents, namely Saruman the White, signing off on it? What's really going on here? 4 unassuming hobbits, not warriors, not politicians, are embarking on a journey that would daunt even the most seasoned adventurers. Why? Because when the fabric of freedom is threatened, it's the duty of every citizen to stand up to tyranny. Period. When did we forget how to say, well, actually, no, you can't just enslave the whole world. Sorry, that's not how things work. And let's be clear, these hobbits aren't delusional. They don't believe they can defeat such darkness on their own. But we all get the sense that they understand that standing up to evil, no matter how insurmountable it seems, is what separates the moral from the cowardly. Anyone with a pulse and 2 brain cells can't help but feel inspired by a story like this. Courage isn't just a word. It's the pillar on which every civilization worth remembering is built upon. The moment we forget that is the moment that evil wins.
What up? Ladies and gentlemen, America has a future, and I am so fucking excited, and I'm so tired. I was up so late last night, and then I couldn't get to bed because that was unbelievable. Yeah. Oh, my God. What a night. What a stream with Dede Cobra, the homosexual man. We went for hours, and it was...
wow.
We went for hours. We pounded it. We went for hours. And
Pounded it and you won.
Yeah, we won. We won. America won and roundly rejected woke DEI, identity politics, the message, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Every institution that's behind that has been completely fucking mushroom stamped. It's fucking down. Fuck them. I'm so fucking happy today because, again, we have a future. And it was going to be really tough if that retard got in the office, and now she's not. So, and now the meltdown has begun. We have seen Hollywood melting down. Some people kind of quiet right now, Chris, like Mark Hamill.
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
Very quiet, but they cash their checks.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're not getting paid anymore. I mean, that's pretty much the bottom line. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good. Film Threat did a stream. It was Alan Ing, Angry Badger, Dante, DA, Derek Anderson, and I. We went till the end, till like late at night. Had to hear that speech. We watched it all, and it was great. It's good to see the culture changing. What I worry about, having gotten in a fight recently with a guy at screening event, and we didn't even talk about the candidates, right? Put that aside.
Yep.
How do you go from this election to they're all terrible, horrible people? They're all, here's my Halloween costume, garbage.
Yeah.
How do you go from they're all garbage to we're all going to just do? I want my politicians focused on solving issues.
Yep.
Not blaming the other guy. Maybe a few words about the other candidate, but fix stuff, fix problems, fix our food. Dude, look at the food thing is crazy. Like there's so many checklists of things that need to be fixed. And it's not just about electing Trump. It's the team. It's Vivek. It's Elon Department of Government Efficiency. You know, Gary, as a small business owner, and you know, whether it was the comic shop or your YouTube business, if you don't perform, it's performance based. You work hard, you succeed. But it seems that government jobs, people get too comfortable. There's no accountability. There's no performance metric. There needs to be performance metrics. You know, that meme of what would you say you do here from Office Space? That's, we're looking at the government with that meme. Everyone has to be accountable. And the DOE, Department of Education, we have people entering college that don't read books. Okay. That is unacceptable. And there has to be accountability. We have to be able to fire bad teachers, fire bad generals. We have to be able to fire people who don't perform. So I've also been an entrepreneur my whole life, Film Threat being a business that succeeded and failed through different eras. So watching the government just coast and grow into the bloat, I want it wiped away. And if Trump can get away with income tax, like just wipe that away, he'll go down as the greatest president in history.
Yeah,
So,
you want to talk
excited.
about helping the working man and lower class. That's how you take care of it. And I hope we can pull that off. Get rid of inheritance tax. Get rid of the income tax. It's all being wasted and shoveled to foreign wars, or it's in somebody's pockets. The corruption is so deep, it's going to take a while. I love that you brought up food. Food and drugs, prescription drugs are it is the most right now. Two of the most corrupt industries in this country. We have no idea. Like, we're just scratching the surface on how effed up our food is. Like, and people like RFK are going to bring up. Remember, I got to be careful that I'm still on YouTube. Where the term anti-vax came from, right? Because it didn't come from COVID. It came from years before that, when people were questioning certain shots. I'll just leave it at that. And strangely enough, there's been a massive spike in autism in this country over the last 20 years. That's almost impossible. Almost. So somehow it was made possible. How? And now we have a person, RFK Jr., who's going to go there and maybe like discuss it so we can at least start talking about it. Because before, we couldn't talk about it. We just had to watch our kids, go through this. And we watched the drug companies find a way to make money off it. So, that's a question that's on my mind, as a father of, sorry to do that, but as a father of somebody who's on the spectrum, I'm very curious about that.
My daughter as well. My daughter, she has challenges. So Gary, I feel you. It's like it's a mild form, but
yeah, same
it's like functioning, like almost like superpowers in certain areas, like
yes.
Autistic. Like it's like, oh wow, that's like you're like a Mentat from Dune. We can talk about Dune.
Yeah.
Did you check your DMs?
I did check my DMs. I saw what you said.
We'll talk later.
We'll talk later about that.
Later. But yeah, it's especially when you look at photos of here's the beach and people from the 1970s, right? I'm not saying everyone's in great shape. People are mostly skinny, like more than 90%. And now you look at the same kind of photos and people, it's like more than half the people are not in good shape.
No.
Like, and I'm saying like obese. And I'm sorry, body positivity be damned. Just look, I went through it, dude. I've dropped like almost 30 pounds.
Yeah, you look great.
6 months.
Yeah, body positivity until you die at 48.
I'm finally fuckable.
There you go, ladies. There you go, ladies.
Yeah, it's about time.
All 9.9% of you out there.
I'm confidently fuckable at the current moment. I'm trying to get past the 15 minutes where I can swear. Did I make
Oh,
it?
yeah. I was dropping F-bombs in the beginning. I don't even give a shit right now. So, because it's a day of celebration, because not just a presidential victory, it's his team. This is the closest to unity I've ever fucking seen in my life. I never thought I'd see something like this in my lifetime, where you had like Democrats and Republicans, or former Democrats that turned into Republicans, like working together to like actually tackle some issues. And you saw the system, the state, the machine fight it every way. There's all these people whining about, we just elected a felon. My felon brothers and sisters out there, far more brothers, unite. We did it. We fucking did it. Yeah. You can be president too. Let's fucking go.
Let's just fix our economy.
Yeah.
It really needs to be fixed. Let's get to Mars. Let's figure out our food so our children can be healthy. I think I notice this all the time because I was a young parent, right? I was in my early 20s. I became a parent. Like best thing I ever did in my life was do that. I didn't opt for what the other party would normally say you should do. I did not do that. I was excited to be a dad. And I love my kids, and they're both like really productive adults. My son currently serving as a U.S. Marine, going to Japan this month for a year. And he's been a Marine for 10 years now. He joined me when he was 19. Crazy. Anyways, I think there is a clear difference, and I noticed when I was younger, there's a difference between a person who has a child because they have skin in the game in what happens in the world compared to people who do not have children. All right. All due respect to people in our audience that do not have kids. But I notice it when it comes to politicians. They don't have kids. They don't understand issues of family, or even just being, a parent to a child. You think about the future. I want to make things better. And it is, objectively speaking, since my kids were born in the 90s, gotten worse for them, where their opportunities have narrowed. Their opportunity to get a home it's sad to see. And so Kamala trying to say I was a parent, that I did not buy it. The most phony candidate. Phony. She was so phony. She never had what I felt was ever an authentic moment. Even when she was asked, like, name one of your flaws. Every answer was a rambling thing out of a high school essay trying to pad a word count. And as someone who did that when I was in high school, I'm trying to pad word count. Like, I know all the tricks. I know all the tricks as a writer. I was a young writer then. Mm-hmm. And you pad your word count. Everything. Her speaking was slow, padding her word count to basically just get behind the answer. I mean, it was the CNN town hall with, what's his name? With the really great hair, gay guy. Anderson Cooper. Yeah, I remember. I'm tired, dude. I was late like you. It's all good.
I mean, you just got to be specific at CNN now. It's not just Anderson Cooper. So.
Yeah, let's go through other things. And he was even kind of miffed at some of her answers, like, you're blowing it. I'm trying to help you. You're blowing it. But the media has to take a hard look at itself. Oh, they're delusional. They believe their own lies. It's done. Please. It's done. We don't believe you. In fact, they contributed to Trump's success by being by just being so inauthentic, and it's almost performative. When they use the N-word, I'm talking about Nazi, the Nazi word. When they use that word, they know if they're smart, they have to know they're lying. It's not true.
People can, people can be smart and not clever. You know what I mean? So that's, and especially when you prescribe to an ideology with a religious fervor, which is what we've been seeing with the message over the last few years. And it's because so many people just lapped up the propaganda that they were fed for so long. I mean, like, turn off broadcast news. If it's on for 1 second, you're being poisoned. Turn it off. Yeah. By the way, it's dead. It died. It officially had a stake to the heart last night all their credibility. I know many of you in the chat have said it's been gone for years, and you're right. But a lot of the normies still don't recognize that. They still pump this stuff in gyms and airports everywhere. But they got a stake in the heart. The Hollywood celebrity got a stake in the heart last night. All of their credibility is gone. Whatever last ounce they had of it, they had a chance, and they decided to sell out. I mean, like those celebrity endorsements towards the end, we were just discussing this, Chris. Pretty good authority. They're all paid for. So you have to ask yourself, why does Harrison Ford need money? I can understand Mark Hamill needing money because he can't fucking act, and he looks like he's drunk all the fucking time, and he's an idiot. So I can understand why he would need money. But why does Robert Downey Jr. need to go and do an Avengers video? By the way, the Avengers, Thanos was right, by the way. Avengers just got their ass kicked. Also want to pointed out in my video, it was the OG Avengers. You didn't see the new Avengers there. You didn't see Simu Liu. You didn't see Anthony Mackie. You didn't see Brie Larson. You didn't see any of them. But why did they do it so last minute is because they got paid. They got fucking paid. Yeah. So they didn't really believe it. They read scripts, they got paid, and that's where the line ends because we are in the era of authenticity. And legacy media will never be able to compete against you. Elon said it. We've said it before, as far as entertainment, but Elon said it last night. We are the media now. We are the media now.
Yeah, that Elon tweet was great. He's right. And even like community notes is great.
Yep.
I love that community note thing is awesome. So
no, and we're starting to see the meltdown. I mean, everybody was watching The View this morning. Right. This is the one time I watched the broadcast. I haven't watched CNN in years, dude. Like
Same.
Years. Other than clips on YouTube, I haven't fired up CNN. I couldn't even tell you when. Did it this morning. Did it with MSNBC. Joe Scarborough. Dude, did you see that clip? Holy
I did.
Shit.
Let's see it.
Find the one. Oh, I don't know. If is Lady Greymaster's out there, find the one where Joe Scarborough calls Latinos racist.
This is the thing. The
Paulie brother. My brother.
The coalition. Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. Go on.
No, the coalition Trump put together was very diverse. Never ever mentioned, all types of people. So, sorry, you were saying.
No, I was just talking to Paulie out there. Latino
He's
slant.
there? Paulie, Latino slant.
How does he feel about that?
I miss you, brother. I miss you. Miss you, man.
Let me know when Lady Greymaster finds that. But oh my God, it's great. It's unbelievable. But we're also seeing a Hollywood meltdown, and it's going to get worse. It's going to get. There's already been a couple of articles. Everybody's like, prepare for fascism, and it's like, guys, fucking stop. Okay, for one, we had 4 years of Trump. Nobody was getting locked up. The only thing I remember is a really good economy, no wars, and then the China virus came along. But I told Jeremy after the election of 2020, I said, if we survive, I think it might end up being a good thing that we see one administration and philosophy right up against another. And we did that. We had a very unique opportunity. The most disturbing thing, and not in hindsight, but even now, is how many votes Kamala got. She only campaigned for 107 days. She was installed. She didn't receive a vote, and it was over money. And honestly, I think the Democrats were like, if she wins, great. If she loses, we didn't waste any of our good people. And that explains her and Walz. But they still got a lot of votes. And you're just like, how? And it's how much propaganda's out there and how much people, and I can't even blame the entities. You still have to, I said this about San Francisco. San Francisco got everything it voted for. San Francisco's disaster is not the politicians. It's not the tech bros. It's not everything. It's the San Francisco voter who kept voting that shit in over and over again. And ultimately, that's where the responsibility lies, period. So if you don't recognize that they keep feeding you lies, and I've said it before, it's easier to believe the lie than face the truth. But eventually you're going to have to face it. The longer you put it off, the worse it's going to be. The worse it's going to be. And the truth of the matter is, you know, in our lane with Hollywood, but the same with legacy media, is there's such a huge disconnect with the public, with the general public, with the general American. They used to be closer. You know, there used to be people who worked in Hollywood who did other jobs before they worked in Hollywood. They didn't go straight from school to Hollywood. They went and worked, had a couple of careers before they went there. So they were connected. Now they are so disconnected. I saw one news clip of a woman talking about the college-educated man versus the non-college educated working man, and there's this huge divide. Yes, because the universities have been poisoned. We put way too much stock in them, and what really makes this country run is the working class. Class. They're more skilled. Everybody talks about articulate. No, they're more skilled. They're more skilled at life. They have job skills. They have life skills. They're raising their family. They're not like writing pretend, you know, with 9 roommates somewhere in Burbank. They are more skilled as humans. And that's we're starting to see that. We see that in you know, like I always bring up the example of Wonder Woman, but we're seeing like the morals of Hollywood. The underlying theme of Agatha, the underlying theme of Acolyte was gaining power. It's not a hero's journey or a character study or a character arc. It's power. It's gaining power. Wonder Woman rapes a dude. It gets by a bunch of editors, the director, the writers, the decision makers at Warner Brothers, and nobody recognizes it until the movie comes out. And somebody goes on Twitter like, "Hey, think Wonder Woman just raped a dude." I'm like, "Really? Huh?" You know, it's like, what? So, and the morals of WandaVision, you know, where like somehow she's the victim of some oppression over fake children and enslaving women and children. So you're seeing the values and morals like just completely divide. And you're seeing things like, oh, anything is justifiable, basically, if you're a woman, because you're oppressed at some point. Like, nobody believes this shit. Like, who in the fuck comes up with this? You know, and it's activism. And so many actors, especially when they get later in their career, particularly women, become activists because they need to find meaning in their life. Because after you've led a life of pretend and you've passed your prime and you see the end of your career coming, they still need to find some meaning. So they find some cause that their assistant told them about, and all of a sudden they're an activist, you know, Alyssa Milano. And then maybe you get on the payroll like Mark Hamill or something like that. But it's because when you're a professional liar and you do that for so long, you might start questioning yourself, right? Plus all the fucked up shit that happens in Hollywood, you know. But they lack meaning, and they still lack meaning, by the way. But thankfully, America rejected that last night. Soundly.
These heroes you mentioned, you know, like Wanda and among others, they're not relatable.
No.
Like they're not like they don't have virtues that are universal, like saving kittens out of a tree. You know, that scene in the Christopher Reeve Superman film is so simple, and people forget the young girl who told her mom gets slapped in the face for telling lies. I think that's funny, but
right.
Go back and watch that scene. But what I'm saying is, it's the relatable heroes. This is why I'm actually looking forward to James Gunn's Superman. I think he sees it. He's very much in touch with the zeitgeist. I just hope it's not super overindulgent, where he has like 3 endings, you know, 3 third acts or whatever. Just tell a good story. It's fingers crossed. I'm an optimist, you know. I thought the 9th Star Wars movie, they're gonna bring it home. That's what an optimist I am. But setting that aside, I hope this is a shift, not just in politics focused on solving problems that help everyone, right? Help everyone. And I'm sick of this dividing people by race and
Yes.
gender and sexuality. I don't give an F. The economy, when it's good, benefits everyone. Stop this. It's a Dem ideal that is such a bad idea. I don't think will ever go away and will be the death of the party. It's why so many people left.
Yeah. I mean, Robert, our good friend Robert.
Love Robert.
Yeah. Is out there right now. He's a classic liberal Democrat, but at least he's like, today, he's not screeching about the other side or demonizing him. He's all, no, we obviously need to fix something. We're disconnected. We need to reconnect with people. We need to completely change our strategy. And he's retweeting people who are screeching, we're headed down to fascism. And he's just retweeting, this is why we lost. And he's right. And it's that kind of soul searching we need, if we want to have unity at all. So I love Robert. Hail Robert.
I love Robert.
Such a good guy. I'm looking over the meltdowns now. Okay, so I put the link in, X-Ray Girl. I found it. Is Lady Grandmaster out there, X-Ray Girl?
Wait, some of these girls, I think I can save them.
X-Ray Girl.
Ones.
Wow. I haven't heard from her.
Okay.
Since I posted the message.
All right, so I found it. It's in the private chat.
One second.
Oh, and I bookmarked it I was bookmarking like a madman last night.
Same.
Really quickly, too. Democrats need to be mature, and they need to be honest. And they need to say, yes, there's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men.
Mm-hmm.
It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men.
Pause it for a second. Been warning you this was coming for a long time. Many years ago, they were, lack of diversity was singling out the white male. And then it turned into masculinity. And I said, the next people are coming after the men. They're coming after men.
Just men.
And here they are. Straight up calling. It continues. Please continue.
Who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States. The Democratic Party, I've always found when you're sitting around talking, they love to just sort of balkanize everybody into these separate groups and say, oh, white people don't like women and black people. No, it is time for the Democrats to say, okay, and you and I have talked about this before. A lot of Hispanic voters have problems with black candidates.
Right.
A lot
with other Hispanics. You got some that don't like each other. And some of the most misogynist things I've heard going on this Get Out the Vote tour came from black men. I mean, misogynist things. So you're absolutely right. It's not simplistic. And we've got to have real honest conversations about it.
Honest
conversations. It's amazing how they came around to that, Chris.
Yeah.
That's the game of identity politics, ladies and gentlemen. They're never going to learn. And God bless them for being retarded. They have created this giant void in the truth and information that we, the public, will happily fill and destroy them. Absolutely destroy them. As long as there's a platform out there, and it's not, there's Joe Rogans and there's Tim Pools and stuff, but it's the thousands of people out there who are, talking to a couple hundred people, which is pretty awesome, by the way. And they're just, for lack of a better description, sorry, Christian, we are legion. We are fucking legion. And they can't stop it. So hearing something like that is it's so fucking funny, dude. But that's exactly how they think in Hollywood. And that's the way they've been casting directors, producers. They've been hiring talent. And that's why they have completely destroyed themselves as an industry. I mean, we had a bunch of articles leading up. I did a video on it of navel gazing and soul searching about the death of Hollywood. If we could, did you read that Justine Bateman article, Chris?
I didn't read the article, but I have. I follow her on Instagram. She is amazing.
Yeah, we can go over
really
that
like
a little
her.
bit. I saved it for this show because she's right about almost everything. Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. The one thing they don't want to address is the huge credibility problem they have with the public. And I don't think that can be fixed. It is really tough to get the customer back who walks away quietly. Not the one who like writes you a letter or sends you an email or comes into your shop and tells you what the fuck's wrong. That's kind of the one you want to listen to, whether you like it or not. It's the one that doesn't tell you the reason why and just fucks off because you told them to.
Yeah.
Because you told them to. We have, let me go find the article here. We have an article. We have a couple articles, and there's more to come. There's more to come. Here, I'll just go. 10, 9. There it is. Pop this one up. X-Ray Girl, please. How you doing, chat? How's everybody feeling this morning? All a little tired. Some of us happy. Some of us not happy. Some people are not happy. But as I can't remember who said this on Twitter. You know, the people who are unhappy, your freedom has been saved too. Your way of life, your values, well, some of them, have been saved too. Nobody's going to round up your daughters. It's not going to become the Handmaid's Tale, which is I've always believed has been like uber leftist porn. Like people literally flicking their bean to that fucking show. Yeah, you got to wonder. I was talking to my wife about this. I'm like, you know, women like true crime. And what true crime essentially is women being abused. So they like to watch women being abused. Like, what's up with that? What the hell's up with that?
It's got to be a weird fetish.
Yeah,
actually.
But it's immensely popular, like ridiculously popular.
Yeah.
All right. So we got Hollywood reacts to Donald Trump. Bette Midler deletes X account. Man, the day's just getting better.
Wow.
Christine Applegate still reeling and sobbing. And Jamie Lee Curtis urges, be gentle. Be gentle. Well, I mean, like, were you guys gentle to us? I posted on Twitter. I just wanted to remind everyone that one of the reasons Hollywood lost, and Hollywood lost yesterday, is because Pedro Pascal's tweet after the election in 2020, where he called half the country Confederates, the bad guys from Germany. By the way, he's going to be in Fantastic Four. He's going to be in Last of Us Season 2. He's going to be in fucking everything. But a lot of people remember that, including me. So now we have a bunch of very surprised movie stars, and it's the ability to like fool yourself into even Cenk Uygur was out there going, if you thought this was going to be Kamala Harris, after he had a relation with a horse, if you thought this was going to be a Kamala Harris landslide, you have another thing coming. It's like, who in the hell thought it was going to be a landslide? In my opinion, it should have been more of a landslide for Trump. Just because of his team.
And also, it should have been a Mondale-like blowout, you know?
Yeah.
Remember that?
But things were way closer. Like, Michigan going was crazy. That was insane. And then we saw, like, CNN refusing to call stuff. I think they didn't call something. I don't think they called it till 3 a.m. Right? They're hilarious. Or maybe this morning. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Update with additional reactions as Hollywood and New York wake up this morning to confirmation that Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States. The mood among many celebrities is one of deep disappointment and despair. Oh no. Oh no. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be, Chris. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Hollywood was doing better under Donald Trump. There were more billion-dollar films. The box office was on average 10 to 15% higher than it was over the last couple of years. Maybe more. It might be more. Ticket sales were higher. There was more energy around the industry. A lot of work was being done, and not so much anymore. And that was after the 4 years of you getting pretty much everything you wanted. in a state where you get everything you want with a governor, you supposedly get everything you want, although you're hat in hand begging him for tax rebates that come with stipulations that will make it impossible to create anyway, and so on. It's a war on women.
Oh, God.
Singer-songwriter Billie Eilish wrote on her Instagram story. So it's this one single damn issue. And that's where you fail, too. It's, women are individuals. They can think for themselves, and I don't think they're all hung up on one issue. I've done all I can, writes General Hospital star Nancy Lee Gran, whose ex-Twitter postings have long been numerous and widely followed. I will be deleting all of my social media in protection of my daughter. I'm sorry. May God help us all. You don't believe in God. Get out of here. Bette Midler, also a frequent social media poster and staunch opponent of Trump, seems to have deleted her ex account after posting a quote from H.L. McKinnon. When a candidate for public office faces the voters, he does not face men of sense. He faces a mob of men whose chief distinguishing mark is the fact that they are quite incapable of weighing ideas or even of comprehending any save the most elemental. Men whose whole thinking is done in the terms of emotion. Oh, whoa. This is some fucking projection here. I got to stop. This is some fucking projection. I will finish. And whose dominant emotion is dread of what they cannot understand. So confronted, the candidate must either bark with the pack or be lost. All the odds are on the man who is intrinsically the most devious and mediocre. The man who can most adeptly disperse the notion that his mind is a virtual vacuum. Oh, they're dumb. See, adult pretenders are under this impression that they're smart. The average IQ in Hollywood is basically functional retardation. So, and my favorite part is every time they do these little meltdowns, what they're essentially calling half the public again is stupid. Yeah. And then they wonder why they have a credibility problem.
Yeah.
And why couldn't Bette Midler check herself? Because she's being emotional right now. She's being fucking emotional.
Yeah.
And she's lashing out. And it's like, why are our ticket sales down? I mean, I just called half the country retarded, but they are, and they should know it because I can read and interpret other people's lines for a living better than they can. I can lie better than I can pretend better than they can. Don't they know who I am? Don't they know how important I am? Not anymore. That's one of the reasons Hollywood is freaking out right now, Chris, because their currency is ego, and losing relevance has got to be a wound that cuts deeply. As democracy is perfected, we're a constitutional republic. The office represents more and more closely the inner soul of the people. We move towards a lofty ideal, and some great and glorious day, the plain folks of the land will reach their heart's desire at last, and the White House will be adorned by downright moron. TLDR, I can't believe I read all that. Thank you, Bet. Fuckity bye. Mia Farrow, whose husband left her for their stepdaughter, the longtime actress, current Broadway performer, and Kamala Harris supporter, tweeted a simple note. Looks like he will win again. God help us.
Why have they made this Hollywood celebrities' duty to chime in on this issue?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I see a lot of small indie movies, and I want to say to women and filmmakers of color, you don't have to say something about the obvious, and they feel obligated, which ends up making really terrible movies that don't bubble to the surface where you would even be aware of them, Gary. These are small indie films where a woman feels compelled to have to come down on an issue in her little indie movie. This happens all the time, and it ends up with a lot of crappy movies. But why do celebrities feel they even need to chime in? And it's one thing to like get behind an issue. Hey, let's, solve homelessness. Let's solve an issue. Even Michelle Obama had like what I thought was a really, innocuous, positive, everyone can get behind thing. Her thing was exercise. That was it. That was it. It was very, first ladies usually pick some sort of lame, issue that is everyone agrees. No one's against it. Why can't celebrities just do that and focus on solving the issue rather than coming down against not just the candidate, but all the supporters of the candidate? It is so unwise.
It really is. Remember Schwarzenegger's thing when he was popular and everybody loved him was health.
Right. That's
health.
Great.
Yeah. Remember him doing that for the longest time. Then he became a shitty governor and then.
Love that.
Then a fucking, moron. But Christine Applegate wrote, "Please unfollow me if you voted against female rights." Well, I haven't followed her, but I don't recall voting against female rights. What about the rights of women in sports to just compete against women? Is that, that would probably be something you'd want to defend, wouldn't you?
That's a female rights issue.
Yeah.
I believe.
Against disability rights. Who's against?
Yeah, who's against that?
Who's against that?
Yeah.
So, they were making up so much shit and pulling it out of their ass over the last couple of weeks. It's like, guys, this overall goes for Hollywood is like, this shit worked for a lot of years. I understand that. We're going to just run with a lie and the media will back us up. And if it gets fact checked, we'll either, back in the newspaper days, we'll put a correction in the back of the paper or we won't do one at all. And most people will just see the headline. But now people have access to a lot more information. There's fewer gatekeepers and they know you're full of shit. And you're just continuing with the lie. If you have to lie to yourself to win, then do you deserve that win? If you do. Mm-hmm. And did you really win? No, the answer is no. If you have to cheat and you have to lie, you didn't win.
Yep.
And if you have to cheat and lie to convince yourself you're still doing good in an industry where outside of Disney, and Disney's in debt too, but not as bad as Warner Brothers and Paramount. But outside it, like, keep Netflix, keep the tech companies out of this. The legacy studios, Chris, in Hollywood, none of them are liquid. None of them are liquid. They're all in debt. And that ESG shit was just debt. It was, a way to consolidate the debt or reduce the debt, but it was still debt.
It was the ESG, the DEI jobs are government jobs. How do you, I guess the way to measure performance is how many diverse people are in positions, but I don't know, man. It's a losing formula. Elon brought it up with where he was in this conundrum where he had to hire certain types of workers, but then it was illegal to hire the workers. Like, wait, what? Ridiculous.
Yep. Well, hey, big tech was, and this might have even been Elon too, 15, 20 years ago, they were hiring Polish workers and they were paying them like way under minimum wage to build all the factories.
Yeah.
Like, when there was during the early days of the second boom after the .com bubble burst. So they don't care. But let's get back to Christina Applegate. So against disability rights, unfollow me because what you did is unreal. Don't want followers like this. So done. Also, after today, I will be shutting down this fan account and I have, then don't tell people to unfollow you. You're just going to shut it down. I have had for so many years because it is sick. She was great and married with children, but later she followed up. I apologize. I'm still reeling and sobbing, but I'm not angry anymore. Just going to go back to my bubble and watch a shit ton of Bravo shows. So peace to all. I suggest you do the same. Very soothing. Bravo. Is that still on? Is Bravo still around?
Not sure.
Well, linear TV, so many things, we can't even go over them all. So many calamities happened at once. It was I think the term is, it was a cascade effect in Hollywood. It's a doom loop. So much shit was broken or ended at the same time, and they went all in on streaming, and they fucked themselves so bad. They're having to go back to the older models that worked, which is smart. But then, of course, they did more damage to themselves with strikes. But the worst damage of all, just breaking the connection with your audience, making the audience your enemy. You'll never recover from that. Ever, ever.
The enemy and the habit, too. I mean, I still go to the movies every week. I mean, I had to force myself to. When movie theaters reopened, I got an A-list AMC membership, and I was determined. I'm going every week to the movies to see a movie, no matter what's playing, just to support this industry. Now, it still hasn't returned to pre-2019. 2019 was a banner year.
Yes.
But it's never gotten
not even close.
Not even close. Highlights here and there, Deadpool and Wolverine, or a blip here, Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, there's blips, but the consistent packed movie theaters, not there. Not there. It has not come back. And now it will become a, not a blue-collar art form, but, it's all built up on tent poles, and the tent poles are like hate the audience, most of them.
Yeah. On Instagram, Jamie Lee Curtis posted a lengthy message. Read it in its entirety below, predicting a more restrictive, some fear draconian time. Many fear their rights will be impeded and denied. Many minority groups and young people will be afraid because you're making them afraid. You're constantly out there telling people they're marginalized. The system's set up against them. Everybody, half the country fucking hates you. I mean, what else are they supposed to think? But in reality, none of that is true. None of that happened under Donald Trump's first presidency. None. Absolutely fucking none. And thankfully, a lot of people woke up to that. Gay and trans people will be more afraid. We know that many women will now find it difficult to get the reproductive health care that they need and deserve. Not in California. It'll be just fine in California because it's back to the states' rights. There's lots of states that you can do that in if you want. And making it your one issue is a loser. Making the manual transmissions and the automatic transmission kids an issue, political loser. Even Bill Maher was out there saying this is a absolute loser. You cannot. It's not outside of the very interesting and strange amount of transmission kids there are in Hollywood. There aren't in the real world. It's not something anybody gives a fuck about at all. So that cost you and will continue to cost you, by the way. For all those people, there will be those who will help you, me included. Jamie Lee Curtis, you don't give a shit. You don't give a shit. I'm not going to read that whole thing. There it is. Oh my God, that's long. Even after the results were in, many in Hollywood saw the writing on the wall, with actors, writers, and celebrities from across the entertainment industry reacting to the stunning news that Trump will retake the White House, with many angry with the campaign of the Democrats ran. You should be. You should be. You should be angry with your party, but you should be angry with yourselves. Others were looking to the future with dread, with several decrying the future prospects for women's rights under the new regime or predicting long-term changes to American society. This is unbelievable, man.
I mean, like coming to the sober reality that the nonsense, super, extreme opinions everyone agrees upon. I think the thing that really hurt was the trans stuff, the T
Absolutely.
stuff. That hurt a lot. That ad was very effective. It was very effective, and as a parent to a daughter, and as someone who loves women a lot, I love them.
Well, yeah. What about girls' rights to be girls?
Yeah.
To grow up as girls and figure out, when they're adults, they can figure out what the fuck they want to do after that. But like, how about giving them the right to a childhood? Isn't that a right?
Yeah. It's I think that's gone so far. It's comical. It's comical, and the weird sort of changing reality, of whether it's words or thoughts or weird. It's gone so far. We can all see it. I'm actually surprised Trump didn't do better.
Me, same here.
I was like, okay.
Deeply disturbing.
Why is it not like, Reagan when he defeated Mondale, which was probably the most humiliating defeat in history.
Yeah.
But based on one line. Well, you remember the line from Mondale about raising taxes?
Yep. Whoops. Yeah, you didn't do that back in the 80s. Well, especially right after the 70s. Okay, so, I mean, you have to take that into context. But the reason it's a loser is because largely it's abuse. I'm just going to call it what it is. All these, the exorbitant amount of Hollywood, and I will air quote this, parents who have their kids raised by nannies and throw fucking drugs down their throat from probably fucking day one and don't really participate in their kids' life because they live in such a poisonous industry. And that's why we see kids in Hollywood going through the meat grinder. If you love your kids, never let them go to fucking Hollywood. I mean, how many normal ones do you see come out of it? Very few, very few. But it is a health crisis. It is abuse because you're treating your children like they're fucking accessories. They're not accessories. They're your fucking children. But I mean, look at Megan Fox. Look at Jamie Lee Curtis. Look at David Tennant. I could go on and on with the amount of movie stars that just magically all of a sudden have a transmission kid. And it's disturbing. It should be fucking disturbing. And the fact that they try to suppress the fact that we want to talk about it is even more disturbing. But you know what? Yes. Going after, especially after that ad from San Francisco with the gay men's choir, with the "we're coming after your children," and then you follow it up with this shit. How do you think the American public is going to react?
Yeah,
it's a loser. Oscar winner Adam McKay, Chris, who directed Political Send-Up Vice, left a lengthy post slamming the Democrats' approach to winning the race for Vice President Kamala Harris. Who would have guessed lying about Biden's cognitive health for 2 years, refusing to do an open convention for a new nominee, never mentioning public health care, and embracing fracking and the Cheneys, and a year-long slaughter of children in Gaza wouldn't be a winning strategy? He's right about some of that stuff, man. I'm not going to disagree. Teaming up with Cheney was hilarious, as Jeremy likes to point out, and so do I.
Yeah.
Green Day wrote an entire fucking album about the Bush regime, and now they're on the same side. I know, shocking news. Your corporate poser punk band from the 90s was just a corporate bootlicker. Hate to break it to you. They all were. The Wire, you know who's based? Fucking Danzig. Motherfucker.
I love hearing who is based. They're not, doesn't mean they're conservative or right wing or whatever. It just means they're common sense.
Dude, Mike from the Suicidal Tendencies at that Misfits show was it was awesome. Oh, it was
what did
good.
he say? What did he say?
He was basically, I'm going to paraphrase, like he's in the middle of one of his little, and he starts this rant of just like, I'm so tired of all this fake shit out there. Everybody fucking lying. Nobody's fucking real. You know how he does it. And he was talking about the music industry, fellow musicians selling out to the jab and all that. It was fucking great. It was like, that's real punk rock right there. So beautiful. I wish I recorded so much of that show. Maybe I did. Maybe I got that. I'll find to see if I have the video of that. It's fucking good. Elections have consequences. They certainly do. That's why you lost. This is The Wire and Trem actor Wendell Pierce. The Supreme Court will be changed for a generation. I'll never see a moderate court again in my lifetime. Alito and Thomas will step down and Trump will appoint 40-year-old partisans to the bench. What do you think your side's going to do? Like, they act like, well, this is what happens when you have just convinced yourself that the argument is over and you're the good guys. I don't believe that way. With my politics, I'm very open to like things being wrong, changing my mind. Let's deal with the truth. Can we just deal with the truth? But then some of these motherfuckers roll out of the rack thinking, I got everything figured out and they're the devil. It's like, your side's going to do that too. That's what precedence means, dipshit. I mean, your side just appointed a fucking chick who won't define a chick.
Yeah.
The fuck you talking about? It's the most dangerous person on the Supreme Court. The damage he is about to inflict on our institutions the next 2 years will be irreparable. No, the dismantling of the institutions that the fucking woke mob, the people addicted to identity politics and that ideology have infiltrated over the last decades will just start, and they're worried about it because you're losing control. He has since praised Harris, noting that she only had 107 days to campaign. Yeah, and Trump prepared against the president and not her. So that's cope right there. Pierce also wrote that the blame game has begun. God, I hope so. It's clear that my neighbors, coworkers, and friends have no problem with a convicted felon, convicted rapist, racist, and misogynist leading their government. They share his values. People show you who they are. They certainly do, brother. So you think he actually raped people? Or would you even consider that like our court system was abused for lawfare? Would you even consider that idea? Of course you can.
He was a target.
Yep.
He was a target. It was like, if you ever watched that show on HBO, like where they show the training camp of the NFL, you ever seen it? What's it called? I forget the name of it. It's a good show. It's a reality show.
Hard Knocks.
Yeah, exactly. Every season of it, they always show them doing like a class about how they'll, like in finance, how they will be taken advantage of, how they will have women target them to make up charges, how their family, every member of their families coming out of the woodwork asking for money. And it's just a little seminar. And I've seen glimpses of it. So you think one of the richest men in the world isn't a target for some, fake accusations,
They always are. And Hollywood would know about that. All about that, considering the era they just went through. And there's some real ones too, but none of them stuck. And he's had juries stacked against them. He's had politicized judges stacked against them, and their cases were so weak they couldn't do anything. Believe me, all this stuff's going to get blown out in appeal. Blown out. So that whole convicted thing will be gone. And they just wanted to convict him for something so they could say he's a convicted felon. And guess what? It didn't fucking hurt him. It helped him.
Yeah.
God bless us all, even the scrotes and shit heels, he added. Fuck you. Enjoy dinner. Enjoy a future of dinner theater, shithead. I can't go on with this anymore. It goes, I want to get to some video. This goes on and on. We got, oh wait, no, Pedro Pascal, did he post? Let's see what he says.
What
here.
about Mark Hamill? It's like he's on an island all alone, not doing anything.
So Pedro Pascal, who called you all a lot of you Confederates and the bad guys from World War II, put up a post. I believe this is Instagram, or maybe it's Twitter. Underlying something from a book that basically says anger restores the gift of clarity of vision, which is hard to attain in any other state. Fuck hate, protect the young, human fucking rights. These are all the hashtags. Protect women. Fuck you, dude. Your parents were commies. I can't wait for the era of Pedro to be over. You want to talk about like mediocre actors? Like he's good in a couple roles, but then he's just Pedro Pascal, and we all know why he's getting a lot of work. Just people won't say it. People won't say it. All right, so let me see if I can find a couple more clips. We can have let's see. I lost Nooner Research. There we go. Nope, I lost Nooner Research. Chris, how you doing?
Dude, I'm tired.
I bet.
I'm tired. But I mean, I'm elated. It's kind of a good tired. You know, when you like when you accomplish something and you feel like, wow, like this is, I feel I'm hopeful for this country. I don't know if you've seen, God, there was like, I was watching these Trump commercials, gave me chills. They weren't negative. They were just hopeful about the country. And there was one, we should play it. It's a montage of like Trump, Elon, RFK, Tulsi, like all these people, like, we're going to do great things. That's what I want. It was so universal. Like I feel the Dems sold fear and dystopia. And I don't know, he ran a perfect campaign. And my favorite meme is the thing of like Trump in the apron at McDonald's. Wow, this guy was a guy ran fries and now he's the president elect. I mean, it's great. He's not, and you know, Gary, as again, business owner, entrepreneur, no job related to my business is beneath me. What do I have to do? Do I got to move this? We're moving boxes. What happens here? Let's do this. I'm the first one there, the last to leave. Like I do the work. And what you hear about Trump is he sleeps 4 hours a night. He didn't do, well, he did do some drugs, but he's not alcohol. Alcohol and drugs ruined his brother. He saw it firsthand what it cost. He cares about the fentanyl crisis. Like, I get he genuinely, not in a fake way, not in I just want middle-class Americans to get their dream. What does that mean? What is the American dream anymore? I remember what it used to be, how it was sold to us 20 years ago. That's not real now. It's not real now to, Gen Z. Millennials are getting a taste of it.
And we have a shot at it again, right?
Yeah, maybe. But like, Gen X, we've seen it. We're the between generation, whatever, from the boomers, But I get that he's very genuine about it, because that when it lifts everyone up, it helps everybody to have a lot of people in the middle class. And that is, the divide is widened between lower class and upper class elites. And I watched it happen because I've been paying attention since I was a kid in the 70s. You may not remember this. The thing that got me interested in politics, I remember early 70s, I'd see stuff on the election which always interrupted cartoons. It was very frustrating as someone who was, dedicated to Saturday morning cartoons.
Yes.
There were two serials, Quisp and Quake.
Mm-hmm.
And Captain Quake, and what they did, because they knew kids could not participate in the election, they had an election between Quisp and Quake, and whatever serial won would be able to make a new cereal, and they made orange flavored Quangaroos. I remember it. It was awesome. It was crazy, but it got me interested in the process. I remember seeing Reagan debate Carter, in that election.
Yeah.
So I have all these, the thing that sort of got me interested. So I've always paid attention. Not always been there. When you have kids, you go through phases, you don't pay attention, when you're whatever. But I was always there. And I had a subscription to Newsweek magazine from the time I was a teenager to the early 2000s. I would read it cover to cover. So I'm informed.
Yeah.
But I've seen the landscape change in a bad way that doesn't serve the majority of Americans. And it's sad to see. It's sad to see happen in my lifetime. Watch this creep. You can only, if you have political awareness, you've got this one window of, say, a couple years. I have a window that goes back to the freaking 70s with the cereal campaign. All right. That's my political awareness. So I don't always talk about it because I don't want to force my views on other people.
Yep.
I'm very I'm kind of low key on my Twitter. I keep it low key. I don't tell you who to vote for because I don't know that people want the DV Doomsday or movie guy to be doing that. I don't think it's my role, but I do try to steer towards think for yourself. Think for yourself. Look into this, whatever. I question, and everyone should do that on their own, come to their own conclusion. And there you go. And my hat says, make the comics industry great again.
I have the same hat on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
love this hat.
I am against totalitarianism. I'm against government overreach, authoritarianism. I'm against our rights being limited. I'm against massive taxation. I'm against war. And I think there was only one pick for me this time. And quite frankly, I've never been happy with either side. I'm a registered independent, always will be. But I saw straight up Donald Trump is the middle finger to this fucking corrupt system. And that was my motivation. And really, again, what Trump 2.0, what made him so much better was his team. Not a team full of fucking neocons. He's got a team of Elon Musk, Vivek Ramsey, even JD Vance. He's a fucking nerd. Dude's a nerd. Plays Magic, knows about Lord of the Rings. Tulsi Gabbard. He's got a great fucking team. RFK Jr. I think that really shifted things a lot, and I hope he stays on for all 4 years. I think it's really important he does. I forgot his running mate's name too, but she's good too. She should be governor of California. Forgot her name though. Nicole Shannon. Amazing. Nicole Shannon. She should be governor of California. But reasonable people talking about reasonable things and real issues, and not just abortion or just 0.04% of the population rights. And by the way, they have the same human rights as anybody else does, except for the fact to grow up as a kid. So, and to be so disconnected with the working man and woman out there who still drive your industry, pay for everything in your industry, to do that was absolute suicide, to disconnect with them and demonize them. So we have The View. Is this The View? Yes, it's The View. The hosts of The View are currently having an epic meltdown live on television. This is the best thing you'll see all day. We'll find out. Let's find out.
I can't wait.
It was red.
Yeah.
It was pretty red last night.
I don't know. I'm profoundly disturbed.
Can't blame the Canadian internet.
Can you send it to me?
Last night.
I don't.
I might be able to share it. You're going to see it pop up on the screen. But how you doing, X-Ray Girl?
She put the link in the chat.
You
have better internet than I probably have, Gary.
It's the Wi-Fi. It's not as good as the direct line.
Should I do it?
Hang on. Let's see if I can do it.
Try it. Chris first.
Share
you want me to try?
I'm going to try it. See if I see it in there. Nope. Yeah, it's hit or miss with fucking StreamYard sucks too. Yeah, you try it, Chris.
Okay. I've got pretty good internet.
The camera keeps on disconnecting too.
Okay.
We're here to see the boys.
Ready?
though.
Ready. I'm hitting it. You're added. Let's go.
Yeah.
It was pretty red last night.
I don't know. I'm profoundly disturbed. I think if you look at the New York Times this morning, the headline was America makes a perilous choice. I think that in 2016, we didn't know what we would get from a Trump administration, but we know now. And we know now that he will have almost unfettered power. And so I worry not about myself, actually. I don't worry about my station in life. I worry about the working class. I worry about my mother, a retired teacher. I worry about our elderly and their Social Security and their Medicare. I worry about my children's future, especially my daughter, who now has less rights than I have. And I remember my father telling me many, many years ago that I was the first person in his family to enjoy full civil rights. And now I have less civil rights than I had when he told me that.
Jesus.
So again, I'm profoundly disturbed that the 14th Amendment of the Constitution did not prevent someone who participated in an insurrection from becoming president of the United States. I think that going forward,
Didn't happen.
box on employment applications better be taken off, because if you can be the president of the United States, then you should
That I'm in favor of.
be prevented from employment in this country. Because I remember applying for my jobs as a federal prosecutor, and there was a box for convicted felons.
Well,
And so that box better be taken off. And I think our healthcare system is now at risk. I think
no fluoride for anyone.
yeah, economists have made clear that he's going to increase the debt by $7.75 trillion. I'm
What?
worried about mass deportation and internment camps, and I'm also worried about Elon
What?
Musk warning Americans.
Pause.
Yeah.
Internment camps. Internment camps. I just want to point out that the closest we ever came to internment camps since fucking World War II was during COVID, when that was being floated out there. Our good friends in
Yeah.
Australia actually made some and sent people to them. And they're politically way more aligned with this bitch than the person in office now. Fucking internment camps. You fucking... it's hyperbole. It's disingenuous. It's fear-mongering. And by the way, their side is currently involved in some skirmishes, we'll say, and one war. Hit play.
Is to prepare for temporary hardship. I'm surprised at the result, but I'm not surprised. As a woman of color, I was so hopeful that a mixed race woman married to a Jewish guy could be elected president of this country.
And they can
I
be.
think that
They
it
went
had
up
nothing
and
to
they
do
got
with
voted
policy.
down.
I think this was a referendum of cultural resentment in this country.
Hit pause for a second. Can we point out that Jewish guy also left his previous family and banged the nanny, and like the press didn't cover any of this shit, any of it.
It's the disingenuousness of the other side that turns me off, and the riling up of hate. I see it in friends. I have friend groups where some people don't know that I pretty much know the political views of most of my friends, but some people don't know, and they assume you're on a certain team. And it's weird to see them, they'll like in a mix, and I'll even see other colleagues in a mixed group, things they'll say about hating other fellow Americans out loud, say these things. And it's so hateful. And I'm like, I can always tell the ones that watch the news, because all they're doing is repeating things they heard, they don't have no original ideas. That's why I say always think for yourself. Don't listen to the news. But I've known that since I was a kid. It seems because you see the BS. And what woke me up, this is weird, as a kid, watching local news. I did this. This is a very weird story, but very quick. And we'll go back to the video. I would record every time. I mean, I was a kid. I was into punk. I was into, new wave, just not the mainstream music. There were a couple late night MTV shows that played like punk rock, but very few. And there were like, underground radio stations, not mainstream radio. One thing I noticed is how
there was pirate radio. Were you in Detroit at the time?
I was in Detroit.
Okay, yeah, because there was pirate radio in LA, and I know there was in Detroit. So
yeah. But one thing I noticed, and I would always record on my VCR, whenever there were punk rock people on mainstream news, on the local news, on Phil Donahue, on talk shows, and they were always portrayed looking evil and awful and, wagging the finger. So I recorded a tape every time something punk rock was on TV. There was an episode of Chips where there was this punk rock bar, and at the end they arrest the band, they shut down the club, and they put in a disco. I'm not joking. It's so ridiculous. Among other shows where punk rock was portrayed in mainstream media, whether it was a TV show or a news item or whatever. So I compiled all these things of punk rock people being shown on mainstream outlets and vilifying and saying how awful these people are. I put it on a videotape and I called it Cathode Fuck. And I sold it for years. It's just a compilation tape. It was a mixtape that was.
You still have it?
Yeah, I do. And I was inspired by William Burroughs, who used to make audio cut-up tapes.
Yep, I remember.
Cut-up tapes audio. I made a cut-up tape of video. I made 2, Cathode Fuck and TV Sphincter. I released them. They are out on DVD. They're bootleg. I don't own it because it's all stolen clips. It's on IMDb. And if you look up my name and a word Cathode Fuck and TV Sphincter, there are essays about this being one of the greatest cut-up tapes that influenced cut-up videos. Like, I had nothing to do with it. I was just selling this weird bootleg of every instance on TV where someone punk rock appeared in any show, whether it was the news or some mainstream thing. And it showed me like, wow, look at the way they are portrayed. Because all my friends were I had a weird group of friends. Some were punk rock, some were really normal, whatever, but they weren't the way they were portrayed on TV. So that woke me up to like, why are they making these youth look so stupid and making them evil, right? These are good people, are my friends that were like this, And so I've always had like a just an eye towards media that is never trusted fully. But now it is full on display, and people are not. It's the Matrix. You're being fed stuff through a tube, and you repeat the stuff that you're told to think, and that's it. And I don't know how to wake people up. I really don't know, because there are people in my friend circle that are like that, are so anti and hate, and I'm like, it's ramped up like I have never seen it ever in my life. So we should.
No, it's the mind virus. It's the mind virus. We have another thing to share here. We have a meltdown. We gotta. I think this is a good one.
Let's do it.
I know people are just going over TikTok today. Here, I'm going to share it with you, Chris. Make sure to not show your messages on Twitter.
Okay.
Because that always pops up. So.
Yeah.
Kangman Lee shared this.
Love Kongman.
It's Kongman, sorry.
Oh, good.
Did you get it?
Let's see. Is it in private chat or?
Yeah, it's in private chat. I just put it in private chat.
Okay. Should I play it?
Yeah, you should share it. Because apparently we can't. We're going to have to fix that problem.
What's wrong with your internet, man?
My wireless boosters aren't working for some reason. I mean, I've got insane 4K here, but
let's see. I got to cue this.
I might have to just go back to sharing my own stuff.
Okay. Here we go. Ready?
I am ready.
No! Why? Why? Do you really hate me that bad? I'm sorry. No!
I mean, you can.
Why would you post that?
I don't know if it's real or not, but it's funny. If people are trolling, that's even better. That's even better. Hang on.
Well, you can
Well,
add
it's
it
all
to this,
performative.
then.
Even this, like, look at this is all performative shit.
Can
too.
you add it to this right here?
Oh yeah.
Like,
What? Add it to what?
what I just
Oh yeah,
shared.
definitely.
You gotta add it to it.
That
We gotta.
fits.
Oh, that'd be
We
great.
could probably double it.
I think as time goes on, we'll get like more like genuine. But we have
This needs an update.
some TikToks. This is from Cassandra McDonald. Has a little thread here of people crying. I like how people are able to cry, and then they post it and they add some music to it. Chris, the one I just shared.
I can try.
Wait, is it?
That one, yeah, that's it.
You know.
I woke up and saw results. I swear to God, I'm done with you self-hating, disgusting, racist bitches.
Yeah, but these people, are they really into politics? When I was a kid, I read Newsweek cover to cover every week for years before I canceled my subscription in the early 2000s. But I like, it seems like they get their info. Did you hear this? Most women get their info from TikTok.
I know.
This is the dumb times.
Sorry,
women and X-Ray Girl.
I mean, I don't go to TikTok, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to hit play?
Okay. It's just music. I kind of muted it.
Oh, okay. Let's
it's
scroll
just
down.
music.
I think it's just people
Why are
crying.
you crying? Why
There's
are you
so many
crying?
people just fucking crying.
Right.
It is a lot of crying. Oh, I'm scrolling down.
God.
That is a lot
It's
of.
all
Just scroll
women.
down. Just keep scrolling down. That is a lot of crying.
God. Oh my God. My heart breaks for all women in America today. Wow.
I think it's funny as shit.
Yeah. But here's the thing: the crying. Okay, fine. You can be emotional. I understand being emotional. Why do you show people?
I don't understand that. It's oversharing.
It's
This one's
women and Kevin Smith film themselves crying. Wait, that's weird. And I'm like, so what's going to be your outfit to cry? That's ridiculous.
More crying. Scroll down. Crying.
It's all women. Oh, there we go.
I
One
know.
man.
No, it's still all women. It's still all women.
Oh,
all right. Before we get to soups, I want to get to this Justine Bateman article.
Ooh.
That I have it. I use the headline in my video. It almost deserved a video of its own, but I figure we'll talk about it on a stream instead. And this just popped up in my. I have this. Well, I searched so many crappy Hollywood articles that I have this feed that's all it gives me now. It is convenient and a little disturbing. So here you go, X-ray. Oh wait, that's not it. Boom, boom, boom.
I so need a second cup of coffee. I'm dying right now.
Go get one.
Yeah, but I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss the show.
All right, there we go. There we go.
Okay. Gary, I'll be quick. I'll be back.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to start reading this.
Okay, cool.
Hollywood is dead, according to Justine Bateman. Here's what comes next. I need to pull this up because I'm a little blind. Bateman are. Oh no, you don't need to. I'm reading it on my side too. You can just scroll along. Bateman argues the emotional and financial scaffolding necessary to support the film business is gone. In its place, we have something of a conveyor belt churning out content. She's not wrong. Hollywood is dead. By the way, this is by Justine Bateman. And she was a lot of teenage boys liked her back in the 80s when she was a teenage girl because she was hot, and she has a famous brother. In October of 2024, The Hollywood Reporter posted this on social media. Hollywood, meet your new A-list. There were no actors in the accompanying photo. Featured instead were TikTokers and Instagram influencers. who function primarily as infomercial salespeople. She's not wrong. In the past, THR's new A-list was reserved for actors, rising quickly to the top, the ones to watch. In fact, THR did publish a new A-list of movie stars a few months prior. Perhaps THR was simply making a new list, one filled with these types of salespeople, but the accompanying text was leveled at, quote-unquote, Hollywood, as if these salespeople were the new inhabitants, and that's not quite accurate. Hollywood is dead. These salespeople are too late and too off target to have been part of it. Yeah, I saw. I don't know if you remember that X-ray girl that was making the rounds of like, here's the new A-list, and everybody on Twitter's like, who the fuck are these people? Like, who the hell are these people? Reminds me of that. I can't remember her name, but this big TikToker did a meetup, and nobody showed up. Like nobody showed up. Well, because TikTok's bullshit. It rots your brain. Hollywood was amazing. It was something beautiful and singular and frustrating and hard and touching and incredible. And I think it's a crime that we destroyed it. A crime. I'll tell you what it was like up to the last era of Hollywood. There was a high concentration of talented artists. There were enough in the room. There was enough room for everyone who had the luck, the determination, and the talent. Room for new actors, directors, and writers to come into established business. There was a place for the Farrah Fawcett's and the Sir Laurence Oliviers. There were gatekeepers, tastemakers, and kingmakers. Up through the gatekeeping and taste-making filters, these talents would emerge. Time would be taken to promote their work and their image. Careful decisions would be made to maintain the quality of output, and new arrivals paid respect to those who were already here, those who had built the business up for the newcomers to flourish. Money was paid to everyone, and there seemed to be enough to go around. Residuals were healthy and could sustain those between jobs. Distribution was clear and steady, whether on TV, in a cinema, or on DVD and video. There were parties and meetings and lucky encounters with all kinds of executives, actors, directors, cinematographers, customers, etc. And all of it happened in person. It was an entity, a world, and a group that you earned your way into, and you knew that your reputation was going to matter now in the future. You wanted the respect of those around you. You wanted to be worthy of being brought into a project. All of this mattered to everyone in the business, and the audience knew it when they saw the resulting work, because as developed as it was, there was still an authenticity there behind the story, behind storytelling, which has been lost. But that structure, the emotional and financial scaffolding necessary to support the film business, is gone. In its place, we have something of a conveyor belt churning out content with only a few standouts once in a while. God, who's been saying that for the last few years? I can't recall. So how did Hollywood die? About 15 years ago, the studios had become too focused on films that made hundreds of millions of dollars. Streaming services saw an avenue into the business by funding and or buying the projects that the studios had largely forgotten. The mid-range award pieces like House of Cards, Manchester by the Sea, and others seemed good for a bit. Then these streaming services, like all tech companies, needed to scale. With an eye toward global expansion, these tech companies needed more content where the audience needn't know the language. And so drama, comedy, rom-coms, and satire, which are typically do not sell well internationally, were pushed off. And there were a full embrace of genre content. Those genres are action, horror, and thrillers, superhero movies, science fiction, all easy to follow without knowing the language. They filled out the platform with inconsequential plot-free stuff you can be playing in the background as a second screen while you scroll through your Instagram feed, cook dinner, and answer emails on the primary screen of your phone and laptop. Now, this is the second place I've heard this in a week, Chris. The other place I heard it was Disney. Disney is creating a channel that's going to run Star Wars and Marvel shows on a loop. In other words, Disney recreated cable that they're going to have, and it's going to be live. So it's very, very innovative, Disney. And the reason they stated doing that is because of the amount of people who have stuff on in the background. That's your primary motivation, is it's your second screen while you look at a primary screen and blah, 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 blah.
Oh, wow.
That is
Weird.
how fucking bad things have gotten. Number one, that's why, we used to joke about this, but like, especially with Star Trek was made for people who look up from their phones every 10 minutes. Like the new Star Trek, Alex Kurtzman's Star Trek. It's to hit emotional beats, and you're like, man, nothing. These emotional beats that you're hitting is just people crying. There's no meaning behind it. There's no meaning behind a battle scene. There's no meaning behind the action. It's just to get your attention once in a while. And they're right. The problem is, if you're going to go for the market of stuff playing in the background, YouTube has already defeated you. You're done. You're absolutely done. Because I would argue that, it used to be cable TV and news in the background. Now it's streaming of some sort. Somebody game streaming, us streaming, other people streaming, so people watching their friends stream. You can watch your buddy down the street stream if you want, and that could be in the background. You're never going to be able to beat that stuff. Yeah. Ever. So they're flailing around at this point, and they're fighting for a shrinking part of the pie. The pie is shrinking. The pie is shrinking. For many years, we have been locked in the content era for a good reason. Some good work has been produced during this time. Yes, it has. But that's been the exception, not the rule or the focus. The studios have all but abandoned their own 100-year-old business model and their objective to make great films, and have instead tumbled after the streaming services to try to compete with them in the tech platform business. That's not in Hollywood DNA. We don't have the same goals as the tech bros. We don't have the same kind of funding. We are not valuated in the same way. We don't and aren't supposed to make content. The generative artificial intelligence, GAI, arrived during the spring of 2023, for which the tech bros illegally hoovered up hundreds of years of copyrighted series and films, along with all of your social media reels and YouTube movies. They started splitting out little Frankenstein video spoonfuls based on prompts. Another thing you have to know is after the strike, Chris can probably verify this. Each studio has been working on their own specific AI to their specific IP that they do own, that they absolutely do own. So you weren't stopping it. You weren't stopping it. You just fragmented it a little bit, which is whatever. That's fine. I don't care, but I don't think you're stopping it. But GAI is very good at regurgitating the past and vomiting up content. And because it does it faster and cheaper than any filmmaker or showrunner could, the studios and streaming services that fund and distribute films and series will use it at maximum capacity because it will widen profit margins. It will enable them to give glowing reports during their quarterly stockholder calls. Again, corporatism, right? What once was Hollywood, with the goal of making the best film or series possible, is financial structure of gathering revenue to pay its actors, directors, and crews, its residuals for artists between jobs, its camaraderie on the set, the passion behind the marketing and campaign, and the triumph of making a film or a series that is not only very good, but has the luck of being released to the public at exactly the right time to cause a sensation, has passed. Mostly yes. The audience is too fractured for anything but the expensive marketing campaigns to work. The studio's focus is too distracted by their stock price, performance, and streaming dominance with home viewers. Well, no studio has streaming dominance except for Netflix, which was raided in Europe today for tax fraud.
Yeah, I put an article in the private chat about that. It relates.
It relates. And there's too much going on in the world, too many ways for audiences to get their information, to draw their attention back to films and series in a meaningful way. So, there were some of us, sorry, I wasn't on camera. I didn't even realize that. So many of us were saying that you oversaturated the market. You're now competing against yourself and the audience. And your business is fundamentally ended. So the Hollywood, I would say it ended in 2019, Chris. It ended in 2019, and what we're experiencing now is a new form of Hollywood, which will be a smaller Hollywood, a less relevant Hollywood. We're already seeing people talking about living in their cars or getting out of the industry. And if you are a creator worth your salt, you might not even need Hollywood anymore. You might start going and doing your own shit because the ceiling is higher for you, actually. Profitability is higher for you.
I saw your latest video. Obviously, I watch all your videos, but you reference Campea.
I do.
And he was right about the industry. It was death by, the industry ended itself. It was a choice. Which is very sad to me.
Yeah, it committed suicide.
Yes.
It committed
correct.
Mary suicide in a lot of instances. Not every instance, but there's still some good stuff out there. Hey, did you see that last episode of The Penguin?
I have not. I'm not caught up, but I did see the first 4 episodes
Well, I'm not
of Teen Prophecy. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I will catch up by next week.
I won't spoil it. People get like a few days out. We'll spoil it, but we're still pretty close. Yeah. It's fucking great. I'll just say that.
But did they reference the Batman?
No, but they get to. Okay. Without spoiling anything, that first 15 minutes, holy shit. Holy shit. Good. Holy shit. Oh my God.
Goes down.
And finale is Sunday, right?
The finale is Sunday, and they are at a point now where they need to mention Batman. You cannot not mention Batman now. They are forced into mention. They have to mention him.
It'll be the tease into the second movie, the Batman 2.
Yeah.
I hate. They go make a.
You can make an argument that like stuff has been going on in the shadows, in the background, that maybe Batman missed, or maybe Batman's just letting all the mob people fucking kill each other. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he has.
You can make. I wouldn't say it's a good argument, but you can make this argument. But after you watch the last episode, you will be asking yourself, "Where's the Batman?"
Good.
Because
good. I can't
epic
wait.
ending, absolutely epic ending. But yeah, enjoy it. If you haven't seen it, go watch The Penguin. So she basically oversaturation. This happens to every industry that digitizes. Chris, it happened in publishing. Yeah. It happened in comics.
Yes.
It happened in music. It's happening in the movies. It's no different from anybody because you've made your product less special. It is disposable. And more importantly, you are now in competition with your own backlogs. It's like, do I watch something new or do I fire up Blazing Saddles? And,
right,
half the time people are going to fire up Blazing Saddles. Yeah. And you go through the back catalog. And if your back catalog is making you nothing, what's the point? Blazing Saddles used to run in an edited form on regular TV, or it'd be on HBO or something like that. It'd be licensed out and it would make money, Star Trek, licensing Star Trek was a money printing machine. Imagine how much money, they made off Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone was in reruns for decades, dude. Decades. And had good ratings.
I watched it when I was a kid. It was amazing. Every night, 11 p.m. It was on. And
okay.
God, so good.
Because this is an entertainment show. By the way, congratulations, America. You live to fight another day.
America won. America won. Ricky Gervais was on point. He's so good. That video, the bathtub video.
Oh, I know. I finally had an opportunity to use it in a video. I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God.
Good. I love him.
And thanks for everybody who watched the video. I thought it would get utterly buried because all the election stuff, and it's doing really well. So thank you. I appreciate you.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Oh yeah. It's all good. Yeah, the next 2 months will be very interesting. The White House is going to be an awkward place with Biden and Kamala. Hey, dude, you saw Jill Biden. She wore a red suit to vote.
Oh my God.
She wore a fucking bright red suit. That was not a fucking accident at all. They know everything about optics. These are fucking politicians.
I predict she will still be president, Kamala, because somehow Biden will step down or whatever, and she'll be president for a minute, just so
So
you
they
can
can say,
have
I wouldn't put that out of the realm of possibility.
I
Like he
think
has
that
some kind
might
of
happen.
health crisis where he needs to lead whatever.
And she's sworn in, and it's historic, and they'll do a painting and whatever, and then Trump comes in. I actually think that may happen.
I think
it's like a consolation prize. It's a everyone gets a trophy.
Dude,
It's
they
all right, be
convicted him.
president for a minute.
They convicted him on a felony for taking a loan and paying it back with interest.
Right.
That's essentially what they
It's
convicted him for.
dumb.
For taking a loan. The company that gave him the loan said he didn't do anything wrong. We don't feel ripped off. We actually like doing business. We still do business with him. And like, nope.
Yeah.
He undervalued and then, O'Leary was out there going, we all do this shit. I'm not gonna invest. If like this is the danger, I'm not investing in New York anymore. And then New York will turn into a fucking, it will be Snake Plissken, man. It'll be Escape from New York. We're almost there anyway.
I love those.
Call me Snake.
Plissken character.
So quick, what can you say about Dune Prophecy? Are you allowed to say anything?
Technically, no.
Okay.
Not until Monday. But I will say this because I sent you some thoughts. It aspires to be Game of Thrones.
Okay.
On the level of gravitas. It falls short. No surprise.
Yeah.
However, it's not as bad as other shows where the primary focus is witches. And they are a focus, but it's not the whole
And that's
show.
why it got greenlit too. Let's be real about that. The Penguin, unless it just completely shits the bed in the last episode, is fantastic. It's still, I still prefer The Gentleman as a series this year. Best show on TV is Clarkson's Farm. By the way, if yesterday couldn't get any better, Clarkson's Farm season 5 is happening. They renewed it yesterday. Prior to season 4 coming out, which I guess is...
I saw the announcement with the drones. What was that all about?
Yeah. Yesterday was such a damn good day. And today's a good day, too. I'm tired as hell, and I feel great. All right, so we're going to get to some soups. Chris has got to get out of here in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, you got all kinds of shit going. I can't believe you're going back to Vegas. We were just talking... We were talking about you yesterday because we're getting the Vegas meetup ready. And I'm like, CinemaCon, I didn't like CinemaCon. I went to CinemaCon, I thought it was boring as fuck.
It was fine for half a day we went.
Yeah. But for a fucking multi-day convention, boring as fuck. Like, I have no interest in, centering the meetup around CinemaCon anymore. Plus, bad memories, because that half a day I was there, I was watching one of my best friends have a fucking stroke. So that kind of scarred me a little bit, all right? It was a little stressful.
You saved me. You are the one that said go to the hospital. Everyone else was like, hydrate. And Alan's giving me Gatorade, which was the worst thing. Sugar water was the worst thing for me. You said go to the hospital now, get him there. And then we went to eat. I should have gone immediately. I was taking it.
I learned that part of going immediately was not go get something to eat before they go,
Go get pizza.
Sometimes
2 hours.
Sometimes listen.
Alan and Dante got pizza. We sat around. It took forever.
Oh my God.
And I'm sitting here I don't know what's going on with me.
I want to slap those two. I love them.
Me too.
But I want to slap them. So, And that, we had the meetup and we did the whole meetup, but I was fucking stressed out that entire weekend, dude. I was completely
super stressed out.
Yeah, I'm sure you were. But we're gonna move it. I think there's a WrestleMania is gonna be a couple weeks later, and I think we're gonna do it during WrestleMania instead, and just
I can get tickets.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah! I haven't been to WrestleMania in forever. I want to go. Let's go.
Is wrestling real or is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real.
No. It is planned. It is. But the beatings those people take are real. Like they're jumping around and, fucking each other up. But it's planned, yes. It's fun. Wrestling is fun. I loved it back in the old day. Noons for $184.99 Arab Emirate dollars. Love you guys. So happy for you guys. Can't wait to see America's healing. I can't wait either. certain aspects of it are going to refuse to do so, but these aspects are, thanks to them overplaying their hand in 2020 and their act prior to that, are less relevant than they ever have been, and they will continue to dwindle in relevance, and that is good for America. The mainstream legacy media is the enemy of the people, is the absolute enemy of the people, and it's much better. What's much better is a bunch of us reporting news or, giving our opinions on stuff. And then we can figure out like what the truth is. And maybe it causes us to do a little more digging. That the reason the mainstream media became so powerful is because it was very convenient. It was very convenient. Before the viral video, you know what ruled the news, Chris? The soundbite. The soundbite. And that's what all the interviews with presidents and all that were all set up to get a gotcha question and stuff. And now we're back to, Joe Rogan will have a 3-hour conversation with somebody.
Well, I'm so glad that we've evolved to that, that, because that whole, I can't even, watching mainstream any like TV news stuff is headache inducing. When you see MSNBC, that whole like quip, talk over each other, no one completes a sentence or thought. It is brain rot. And by the way, Jess, who sent me, the lovely Jess, sent me a link to Cathode Fuck. She found it on archive.org. Archive.org has my bootleg video.
Okay, so make a DVD of it.
I could. I would like to and actually do a commentary, whatever. Anyways, it is on archive.org. Just look up Cathode Fuck and my name. You'll find it. I put the link for you. But you, having grown up around that time, if you watch that tape, it's literally the most ridiculous segments from TV of punk rock people being portrayed like idiots. So, yeah. And Jess tells me she was Navy for 11 years.
Yeah, she was.
She can find anything. And she'll probably be in Vegas as well.
Hell yeah. Splatoon for Trump for $10. Gary and Chris, can you say the following? 6 feet, 3 inches, 615 pounds, 34 felonies. Wait, 6 feet, 3 inches, 215 pounds, 34 felonies, 8 years, 4 indictments, 2 bullets, and 1 America. Hail to you and the 199 MAGA. G. Owens Wares for $5. From the grandson of a Marine and a Pearl Harbor survivor, tell your son Semper Fi for me, Chris.
Thank you so much.
B-Chain 315 for $10. Hail Nooner, hail Fellowship, hail America. I rewatched Theoden and Aragorn's speech from Return of the King. I did too last night. I did. Before Jeremy's election stream, I didn't sleep until 4 a.m. The men of the West have held. Men of the West. Hail chat, hail the 199, hail the rebellion, says Jack Straw for $2 from Jack Straw from Wichita. Beardo's Dummy Thick Peach for $10. Hail to the Amish for winning us Pennsylvania and the popular vote. Nuts out for Peanut. Justice for Gina. Let's fucking go. Yeah, the Amish and the Muslims uniting behind a president. It's a beautiful thing.
Did you see Gina's tweet? It was kind of a long little essay. She called out people. What a beautiful statement. How can anyone not love her? I mean, she is like...
She's a sweetheart.
She's amazing. Like, just such a big heart. And to have gone through what she's gone through, I hope I really can't... I want her to win so bad. So...
she's in a very good position right now. It doesn't hurt that you have like Tesla, SpaceX lawyers,
right?
Which are bigger companies than Disney. Flint Ironstag for 50. Wolf got put to sleep. God bless garbage and God bless America. Hail. Yes. The infamous El Guapo on the Streamlabs side for 2024. Dads, great day for America and our kids. Thank you for not being shy about the truth and how pop culture shows us the prelude of what the machine wants done. What are the plans for Grand Rapids? Would love to see you guys. MAGA, Maha, US, and hail. The plans are, I don't really know. I need to hear from them. There are some tentative plans. I'm pretty sure Drinker's doing a panel. I know Drinker's doing a panel. What was that?
I think it's on Saturday.
Should be on his panel.
I know Drinker's doing a panel. I don't know if I'm on it or moderating it, or I don't know. I might just be at the con. I don't know. But Drinker's going to be there. He's going to have a panel, and then you're going to be able to see him at the con at a table for a certain amount of time. As far as meetup goes, we're not doing a meetup at Grand Rapids, but I made a promise yesterday, and now I have to keep it, that if Wisconsin went red, I'm doing a meetup in Wisconsin. So stay tuned. I'll figure it out. We're going to whoop one together, maybe beat Milwaukee or Sheboygan. Maybe we'll do it Sheboygan. What do you think? Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
I love Sheboygan.
Sheboygan's a great town, man. It's got an awesome toy store. A fucking awesome toy store there. I can't wait to go back. But yeah, so we're going to do something in Wisconsin. Is that cool? But otherwise, you'll have to go to the Grand Rapids Comic-Con, and I'll be there all weekend at the con, walking around. Feel free to come up and call me a knucklehead. I don't care. But I'll be walking around the con the whole time. So Matthew Gubins for 5 British pounds, proper money. Thank you, America from the UK. You're welcome. You're welcome. Travis AM for $5. Chris, are you worried about X-Ray Girl is going to get deported from Canada to America now that Trump is elected?
Yeah, she's going to a camp.
Yeah.
No, I'm not worried about anything. I think he's, and everything, if you listen to him, he's not vindictive. He's talking about pardoning Hunter Biden, you know? I mean, have you heard that? So
yeah, I mean,
I'm not worried about anything.
At this point, I think he should. Like, for one, hopeless addict.
Fun to hang out with.
I knows how to party.
You know? Yeah.
I mean, the addict part, like, I do have sympathy for. Giving secrets to our enemy and getting away with it, and because your association, not really down with that. But I'm down with, like, getting Biden's go away forever. You have been in office my entire fucking life. Fuck off. Fuck off forever. Nancy Pelosi, fuck off forever. Neocons, Mitch McConnell, fuck off forever. I want Trump to start fixing the country. And then if you really want to create a party that's for everybody, get rid of the fucking warmongering neocon pieces of shit in your party. Like Ted Cruz won. Okay. And I'm done with this, by the way. This is the last election I hold my nose to vote for somebody. Not fucking doing that anymore. It's got to be somebody who I really want to vote for. I'm not going to, I did it for Ted Cruz, but Ted Cruz is fucking useless. He's fucking useless. So, like Brandon Herrera was up against Gonzalez, and Brandon Herrera was for a congressional, the AK guy. We love Brandon from Unsub Podcast, and lost by 400 votes. But I wanted Brandon to win because he's just a dude. He was a YouTuber. He's like, he was going to take a massive pay cut. He was going to have to be away from his family. But he was willing to do this for the right reasons. And he barely lost. He got outspent, 10-1. I think Tony Gonzalez spent $10 million against him. Herrera, I think, maybe got $1 million to spend from campaign money, maybe. And, I talked to him about it, and I'm sure he says this publicly, and he's like, hey, I wanted to win, and I would have done my job, but, like, honestly, I didn't win. And I'm sure every politician thinks about it because you have to give up so much of your life. And he's like, like part of it's a relief, but I really want more people like Brandon to run for office because they're not running just for the power and just for that other bullshit. And again, Brandon would be taking a fucking pay cut doing it. And that's the kind of people we need who are willing. It's like serving in the military. It's like, I'm going to go for 4 years. And it's not becoming a career. Maybe it's like I'm going to take a little time off my life to do something for my country or my county or my city. We need more people to do that, and it'd be a little more real. Because the era of the fucking phony ass auton politician, the Gavin Newsoms of the world, we really need it to be over. We need like human beings going to fucking Washington again.
We need serious-minded people focused on solving problems that are well-informed about the issues. When I hear Elon Musk is probably more informed than every politician in our government, serving in government, because he's had to deal with the bureaucracy. By the way, I put something to share, potentially share, that when you see it, you cannot unsee it. There. This is why I think this wicked lead that plays Alphaba is so unlikable. She looks just like
She does
Joy
look like
Reid.
Joy Reid.
It's scary.
Ugh.
Yeah.
What a foul person, man. Joy Reid.
Yeah.
She was blaming white women last night. So we have Scarborough calling Latinos racist. Joy Reid was blaming all the white women. At the CNN, they were talking about, no, it's the black voter came out stronger for Trump, certain black voters. There were also, they didn't show up in Milwaukee and places like that because they weren't energized because they didn't give a fuck. Why would you? Just imagine. We almost didn't get this reality. Praise God. Well, Middleman, Madman for $10. We've been in a bizarre reality, and it's never thought I'd grow up and get to this point in my life, and it's like, well, for one, I'm doing like basically podcasts and videos for a living. Never thought that would happen, and I never thought I'd be like shitting on Star Wars. I fucking love Star Wars and Star Trek.
I love Star Wars. Or used to.
And then all of a sudden, it's my fault because they made shit, and I called it what it was, in my opinion. And somehow it's my fault and Chris's fault and your fault for speaking the truth about something, not just lapping it up. And they've had every opportunity to course correct. Every opportunity. Like Amazon, well, they should have had people that should have stopped production on Rings of Power Season 1 immediately and gotten people who knew what the fuck they were doing. But now we're heading towards... Did we get a Season 3 announcement? I don't think we have. I do not think we've gotten a Season 3 announcement for the Rings of Power, ladies and gentlemen.
Nope.
There's still hope.
When did it end? Like...
It ended a month ago.
A while ago.
Yeah. Zombie Boss for $7.99. Hey, Gary, hope you're doing well. Was just wondering if you're still keeping up with comics. If so, what do you think of the Absolute Batman? I didn't touch it. Because every opportunity I've seen to maybe go back, because I gave up mainstream comics, the big two, forever, because I got tired of supporting people who hate me, who absolutely hate me. And it's a small enough industry to where, and it's one that I actually love the most. Like, if you ask me, like, what form of media do I love the most? It is comic books. Absolutely comic books. Been part of my life since I learned to read on them, right? I remember where I bought my first comic book. It's art that speaks to me. I think it's the perfect medium. I think it has some of the best storytelling. I think some of the best ideas have come out of comics, not just superhero stuff. We really got to get out of the superhero stuff because there's so much other great stuff going on with fantasy and Westerns and all that shit. But I digress. No, I didn't get into it because people were praising Ultimate Spider-Man for a while, and then that went to shit. The only modern comics I've bought in the last 4 years is Batman Joker Deadly Duo, because Mark Silvestri did it, and it was something he had been sitting on for like a decade or a few years. And it was pretty good, and it was just a limited series, and I could be out. I do buy, I'm still calling him Mark Millar, because I have. So anything Mark Millar. King of Spies. Everybody should read King of Spies. King of Spies is essentially Old Man Bond. So that movie we fantasize about Pierce Brosnan coming back and playing old man Bond, that's basically what that comic is. Fucking read it. It's a banger. I was just reminded by somebody yesterday about it, and it's so fucking good. But his stuff is so good and connected, so I highly recommend Mark Millar's stuff. Conan I'm a little behind on Conan. Conan was really good, and Az has been telling me that the Transformer comics are fucking amazing, and the G.I. Joe books, but mostly the Transformer ones, and those are from Image. So there you go. Obnoxious Potato for $20. Thank you for being you, super sticker. Thank you for being you. Dean Krantz for $5. Damn it, Gary, you and Drinker are coming to Michigan, but it's during the weekend of deer season. Gore, educate the man. What's deer season? Gore?
Rabbit season.
When's deer season?
Like
Duck season.
When's deer season? Do you know?
I have no idea.
I have no fucking idea.
I don't know.
I'm not against hunting. I'm just not a hunter.
Yeah.
But by all means, hunt. Metalhead Man, thank you very much. IO for 1776. The consent of the government is the only legitimate basis for government. Reverend John Wise of New England Colonies, 1717. Hail. Nick, go.
I thought you would have saw that. Yep. Don't say that last name.
I said Nick.
Last
I
name.
almost said
boy.
it. I almost said it. Do you realize that man is a knee? Good morrow to the fine lady and gents. Happy day. Happy day. Almost got me. It's really fucking close. I really wouldn't care. It's no worse than what X-Ray Girl said on Friday Night Tights last week.
Oh my God.
What did you say?
I can't say. It rhymes with kite.
With a K at the end instead.
It rhymes with kite.
I didn't know what the word meant.
Jackson Perez for $4.99. I've never seen a Republican win the popular vote in my lifetime. Wow. Reagan did. What?
Yeah.
Reagan did. Yeah, that's crazy. King of Monsters, 1954 for $1.99. Woo, Trump train. Rest easy, Peanut and Fred. Your deaths were not in vain. No. Jay Nemo for $4.99. Gary, how dare you divide and alienate nerddom with all this fascist political talk? Suck it, commies. America won last night. Woo! Hey, Chris, you got to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm just. Yes, but how much is there to go? Maybe I can.
Dude, you got to get out of here. It's going to be a while.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm tired. I gotta pack for Vegas.
Yes, you do.
I'm gonna do a live stream from Vegas, a couple of them.
Yeah, good.
fun.
I've been dying to go back. I might go back before we do the meetup. Just me and Mel go there. Spend I love Vegas. Fun. Hey, Nevada went red yesterday, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
No tax on tips. I'm gonna start paying everyone who works for me in tips.
There you go.
Can you get away with that?
Well,
technically, yeah.
I wonder
if there's no tax on them. Yeah, because you could pay them as contractors, right? So you're not they have to do the tax, but if you pay it in tips, then they wouldn't have to do that. I don't know how it works though.
I don't know how it works, but if it's a loophole, I'm using it. I don't give a
taxation is theft.
Millionaires use loopholes. I'm gonna use my middle class.
Fucking A, yeah.
Loopholes. Dude, I'm tired.
Right.
But I'm tired, but feel great.
Feel great.
Love you, man. Miss you. Miss X-Ray Girl. Miss the shenanigans. And have a great, I don't know.
I'll see you in Cali in a couple months.
Oh, good. No,
I have to go out and see my mom, so.
Okay, well, let me know when you're here because there's always something fun.
Oh yeah.
I'll
be flying. Right. I'm gonna fly more.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, good.
Makes it easier. Good. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Take care, everyone. Love
Later,
you
brother.
all. Thanks for the supers and your kind words. And so long, gay boys.
So long, gay boys. There we go. Noons is gifted 50 Nerdrotic memberships for $250. Holy shit. Noons. Grand Wazoo 42 is gifted 20 Nerdrotic memberships for $100. You guys are crazy. Thank you. Okay, so I know I promised last week. This week, Penguin watch party for the finale. So it'll be Sunday after Forbidden Frontier, I guess 8 p.m. Central. So if you're a member, 8 p.m. Central, Sunday, Penguin finale watch party. Mohammed Albani for 250 QARs. Says, why are Democrats acting like Disney instead of taking responsibility for their loss? They're blaming their fans not for voting them. Congratulations on the big win. Cheers. Yeah, most of them are. There are a few exceptions out there that are actually doing some real introspection and going, we need to reconnect with the working man and woman and families. but it's far and few between. Yeah, instead they're blaming the voter, they're blaming black men and Latino men, and that's what they do because they always get so mad in a lot of the intersectional feminist stuff we see in Hollywood. We saw this in Captain Marvel. It's like, don't be so emotional. And they get so upset. It's like, we're not emotional, we're stoic. And what are they being? A bunch of feminine, emotional bitches out there right now. Because they govern by feelings. You can't govern by feelings. Like we all want the world to be a certain way, but we need to recognize that the world is this way. And we need to navigate through what is real and not what we want to happen. That's that bullshit that you're fed as a kid. You could be whatever you dream to be. No, you can't. No, you fucking can't. I'm not going to sell my kid that shit. It's like, you could try. You have an opportunity in this country. But if you can dream it, be it. I'm going all Rocky Horror on you. But no. You conceptualize an idea and you see if it's practical. You try to make it. You see if it happens. Doesn't mean don't try. It's all those parents sending their kids to those like art schools. What a fucking waste of money. Just set your money on fire. Loving the John Pertwee look tonight, Gary. Thank you. This velvet suit was actually a Halloween costume, but it's an actual velvet suit. It's hot as fuck. But thank God it finally decided to get cold in Texas. I think it got below 50 degrees. Got below 50 degrees last night for the first time this year, I think. MJ Skyver for $5. Chatelet to you, Gary. Frank Gore. Chatelet. Oh yeah. Hey, that's the video. Isn't that in front of the camera? The one Brittany Venti's in? Whatever. Frank Gore, estranged daughter of Ing, the Merciless, and the chat. Make escapism great again. Yes. Finchy for $20 Australian from Australia. It's important here. I'm drunk from celebrating the win after the work, and I'm not even much of a drinker. This is an important victory for rationality. Agreed. It's hope, and the rest of the world, Australia follows. Yeah, I know. It must be weird for other countries. We're used to our very nerve-wracking change of power, right? Very unique thing in Western civilization, relatively new-ish, okay? We'll say, historically speaking, changes of power were the death of a king, the death of a dictator later on, but and then some, son takes over or so. But now we have these things called elections, and we change every 4 years. And being the most powerful nation in the world, it probably does make everybody else nervous. And why not? Because like the choice was very fucking clear this time. Is like, as I'm saying, as an outsider, as an international viewer looking in, are we going to get bombed or not? Is the machine going to trump up some war against my country, and then my countrymen, my sons and daughters are going to get bombed or droned? Because that's a real fear. Our military-industrial complex is the most dangerous fucking thing in the world. Just ask Ukraine and Russia right now, and other parts. It's the most dangerous fucking thing in the world. Can't believe we're still fucking rolling out bushes, and I can't believe that guy's not behind bars. Fuck that guy. Damakazi for $10. Guess who gets to certify the outcome of the election? The president of the Senate, Kamala. That's right. That's right. So there'll probably be some fuckery. Count on it. Congrats on getting your country back. Tough luck with your one X-ray girl, with one X-ray. R.I.P. Peanut. He was a good boy who didn't do nothing. For real this time. Yeah. R.I.P. Peanut. Aaron Redacted for $19.99. Let's go. Hell yeah. Carolyn, not gay Jeremy. Streamlabs for $20. I was telling Kara that I didn't think you all at Nerd. I don't think you all at Nerdrotic, Ripperverse, GG, Film Threat, and others in the culture war space understand how much you all have had an impact on this election. I don't think that. Keep being strong, never give up, never surrender. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. The impact was you. The impact was you guys. I don't think you guys understand how much of an impact you've had on entertainment and the election, because you are the power. You are the real power. Many years I've been saying, people, especially when we do like live reviews of like real-time live reviews after a TV show airs, it was pretty shocking to find out that people involved in that show, be it crew, below the line, or even actors, like will tune in because they want to find out what people think about their fucking show. It makes sense. I'd do the same thing too. And I learned that when somebody from the show Happy called. We had 40 people watching our live stream, which was great. But an actress from the show Happy reached out and said thanks. And since then, I was having conversation while I was on the stream last night. I was talking to a couple directors, a couple writers, who were very secretly going, "Let's fucking go." So there are very sane people working in the industry. I don't want the industry to die. I don't. I like entertainment. I like Hollywood. But they need to clean house. They need to do a Twitter-like purge, and I don't think that's possible. So the other option, which is great, is decentralization. WG has donated $100. Sending this one from lunch break. All the best, gang. Food sounds kind of good right now. Now you're making me hungry. Thank you, WG. Good to see you, my brother. Have a good lunch break. It's probably over now. Darius White for 20. Thank you. I'm a black man. I challenge my friends to tell me why I should vote for the vice president, but without mentioning Trump. 2 hours later, they gave up. If Dems truly thought Trump was evil, why install a poor candidate? Nothing learned from 2016. Great point. Great point. Hold the line, brother. Sneaky Singy for $2. I live in a certain northeast part of the U.S., conspicuous by their absence today, were all my clients of certain political affiliates. It all comes around. Hail the fellowship, and oh, hi, X-Ray Girl.
Hi.
Kaylee for 50. In 22, after Roe v. Wade overturned, Christian pro-life centers were set on fire and closed by far lefties in Colorado. The pro-abortionists were left alone and fine. I don't want to hear about rights being restricted when they take pro-life ones away through force and violence. Yeah, and you got to think about, it's a complex argument. I'm obviously not a woman. I don't plan on anybody I know, or I personally will not have an abortion because I can't, and I don't know anybody who will have one. I don't have a daughter, but I still have an opinion. And that opinion is, do we know exactly when life starts? Can you pinpoint it? And if the question is, we have our opinions, but can we pinpoint when life starts? And if the answer is no, then I don't think we should be fucking with life. If you can't pinpoint when it starts, then I don't think you should be fucking with it. And I think you should let it live. That's my opinion. And they can't. Or maybe they can and they won't. I don't fucking know. But that issue crops up. I'm old enough to know that issue crops up every other election cycle, pretty much. And it's the backup issue when you don't have any more issues. In rare occasions, it could be a big issue to an individual woman through those worst case scenarios. But for the most part, it's an industry that's making money, which is disgusting. But there's a lot of industries making money off of discussing things. What did RFK say in his speech a couple of days ago? They want your kids sick. And some people are like, how could he fucking say that? Because it's true. They want our kids sick so they can maintain them. I mean, they used to make movies about this shit. They used to make sci-fi movies, futuristic movies, thriller movies about, a disease that they could cure, but they choose to maintain it instead because it's more profitable. Smooth the DJ for 20 euros. Now that Trump is elected, I can feel safe about becoming a future U.S. citizen in 2 to 3 years. Yes, it should be a little faster. I think there should be a balance. I don't think we open the gates and let everybody in. I think we streamline the immigration process to make it less bureaucratic, because it's overly bureaucratic. It's taken you guys far too long. We are keeping people out that would be really good for this country because they want to abide by the rule of law, and it's a fucking pain in the ass. I was just talking. We talked about this with Ben from Uncharted X. How long did it take X-Ray Girl? 4 years. Took him fucking 4 years to become a citizen. That's ridiculous. Like, if you want to come, it's harder for you to get a visa. You can just go to the Texas border, X-Ray Girl, and just walk across, get your phone, get your money. That time is running out soon.
Wild.
Yeah, you better do it soon. But otherwise, you got to go through the process of getting a visa and all this stuff. And yes, we need to streamline the process, make it quicker. And that way we will get the best and brightest, or people who actually just want to come here. It doesn't always have to be the best and brightest. I'm fine with, you'll love and respect this country. I'm good with that. I was watching poor Lily Tang, she escaped the Chinese Communist Party. She didn't win her election, but like, she's fucking rad. Like, her story is rad. She hates communism because she lived under it. But yeah, she's brilliant. That's the kind of America. That's what we want, Just come here. Nobody's saying get rid of your culture or anything. Just respect this one. Respect where you live. And a lot of people want to be here that can't be here, but then we're letting in murderers and rapists and people who take over hotels. But it's only a couple hotels, guys. So don't go crazy. We only had a couple of gangs take over a couple of hotels in a couple of cities. What's to worry about? Smooth the DJ for 20 euros. Now that Trump is elected, I can feel... Oh, I read that part. I was great seeing you both in San Antonio. Love y'all. Go Tit. Go Tit. Good old Go Tit. Flying Elvis for $20. Nevada. Said, booyah. By the way, Millennium Fandom Bar is moving to its new location on Sahara in Vegas. That's music to my ears. That's what we needed. He was talking about that. Alex said he wanted to move to a bigger place. And I am...
That's awesome.
Well, that's awesome. My wife does some Instagramming for them. But I haven't talked to Alex in a while. Go to the Millennium Fandom Bar. It's a great bar in Vegas. JRL 1436 for $19.99. Hello, gentlemen. Still writing my story. Curious to see what happens these next 4 years, both politically and entertainment-wise. Do you think people will move on or no? Anyways, thank you guys and have a blessed day. Well, that's the question at the end of my video is like, are you going to just deal with it or are you going to go TDS again? Because Trump broke Hollywood. Trump broke Hollywood. If you want to get, lots of paper cuts, lots of death by 1,000 cuts, but if you want to like pinpoint one thing, it was the election of Donald Trump in 2016, where shit went completely sideways. Travis Webb for $19.99, first donation. Because you all provide so much free entertainment. Well, thank you. I do a ton of driving, so various Nerdrotic shows and EFAP, who I found you through, help so much with the workday. Also, hail the Rippaverse. Hail the Rippaverse, man. They're cranking stuff out. Bloodruth is coming out. Bloodruth is out, right? You can get Bloodruth right now.
Pre-order, yeah.
Get Bloodruth. Squeagadee for $20. I have an autistic boy that's 14. I have yet to hear any real explanation for the recent explosion of cause of autism. I have my suspicions. I hope RFK can get to the bottom of it. And oh yeah, go Team Venture. Hell yeah. And I got to temper that with, because like you met Logan, X-Ray Girl. So he's aware of it. He's aware of it. He will occasionally, but the only thing I get on his ass for is apologizing for it. He never has to fucking apologize for it. Ever. Huge personal milestone this week. I'm super proud of him.
Oh, yeah.
I never thought, listen, when we first saw it, we were they were saying things like, he may never read. He might not have good motor skills. We were hearing all kinds of shit at first. And as a parent, it just fucking eats you up, right? But we still love the kid. And we, give San Francisco public school credit, in elementary, they had a really good program we can get him into with occupational therapy, and it worked out, and it really moved him along. What stunted him was getting him into junior high and getting in the high school system in San Francisco was fucking terrible. It was fucking abysmal. So we went through the process of pulling him out. We got him into a Catholic school, and then COVID hits. So he has to repeat a grade, and we find here in Texas this little church that has a special needs program where there's 7 kids, almost a teacher to a kid, and he develops so fucking fast. Like it was night and day.
Wow.
Now he's going to drive. Like he qualified, he's got his permit, and that's something I never thought he'd be able to do. So hearing that was like, it's been a really fucking good week. It's been a really fucking good week. So, it's, and what caused it? I mean, at this point you'd think it's kind of moot, but no, I don't think it is. I think we need to get to the bottom of it. And I think, I know the government knows the answer. And a lot of people know the answer. As a matter of fact, a lot of doctors, if you press them, will give you an answer of what they think. But we know the answer. Food and drugs. Food and drugs. That's the fucking answer. It just didn't magically come down. It's not like some spore that fell down from fucking space. Greetings from Argentina, the country of the first libertarian president, Javier Milei. Javier, hail Javier. By the way, thank you, Nicholas. Greetings, based Argentina. George the Giant Slayer, George for 1999. You still talking about Virginia, George? We won. The cultural Marxists were served divorce papers. Now they're crying into their Bud Light. It was a great night streaming the election with you, Gary. Likewise, brother. Until the victory bells rang, it's a new day, always forward. Hail, George. Give George a sub. Give George a sub. My stomach is growling. I'm surprised you can't hear it. Thank you, George. Scott Christensen for 100. For years, I've been wanting to correct Gary on one thing. Legion is actually a very based X-Men show. Wokeness becomes the villain, and season 4 is about protecting your kids from the outside world and your dads to protect kids from the crazy wives. You guys are the best, by the way. I stopped watching it because of that opening for season 3. I can go and continue it, but the first two seasons were amazing, and I'm pretty sure. Let me. I think that's Scott Blackman. Let's see who was behind Legion. Legion TV show, FX, IMDb. Who was the guy behind that? The first 2 seasons were amazing. It's Noah Hawley. That's right. Yeah, Noah Hawley's no joke. He does Fargo. Yeah, I'm going to go back and rewatch it. I have it on Physical Media. Legion is fucking, the first 2 seasons were good. Diego Salazar, and that's got Aubrey Plaza in a much better role. Diego Salazar for 2,000 Argentinian pesos. Congratulations on the election. Now buckle up, motherfuckers. The West needs to be saved. Long live freedom, damn it. Hell yeah. Skinny Cartman for $49.99. Thank you very much. Hail, heroes of the realm. God bless you, Gary, Chris, and all of G&G in the 199 community. We can once again breathe the free air. Thank you for giving us a place to tune into. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for Jeremy passed this on. We're not going to get too gay here, but Jeremy passed this on last night, and you guys have blessed us with your presence and given us the best gig in the world. So thank you, genuinely. Thank you for watching, just spending time lurking, whatever you're doing. You're out there working. Sip of coffee for the working man and woman. And the tide has turned. The tide has turned. And we've seen this process culturally, and I'm mostly in pop culture, but culturally, it was really starting to turn a couple of years ago. It should have turned sooner, but thanks to the pandemic and everything being paused, they were able to put their ideas back and bring in the extortion racket that is DEI and ESG, and it failed miserably, like everybody thought it would, because nobody likes a fucking woke story. There might be there is an audience for it. There's an audience to watch The Acolyte. There's definitely women who flick their bean to the fucking Handmaid's Tale and all that shit. But for popular entertainment and trying to put it in stuff where it doesn't belong, everybody fucking hates it. And it fails every fucking time. Every fucking time. And the same goes for corporate structure and they fucked up sports. Look at how fucked up look at how gay the NFL is now. The NFL is so bland and corporate. The Washington Commanders, come on. There used to be personality in the NFL. It's so sad. And I don't miss it. And it's something I liked as much as comics and sci-fi and Star Wars is the NFL. Part of my whole life, I was a season ticket holder. I went to games every Sunday for decades and just stopped, and I don't even fucking miss it. I check in because my son's still a fan, but I don't sit down and watch entire games unless I'm at one with a family. But at that point, it's just like I'm an observer. I'm not rooting for a team. I'm just watching the game. It's cool, something to watch. But I used to be passionate, crazy fucking NFL fan. Watched every fucking game, had the stats going. The only thing I didn't do was gamble. Stevezzi for 50. Tired of this come together bullshit. These people have violated the Constitution. They tried to throw Trump in prison. The Afghan withdrawal was criminal. They spied, censored American citizens all over the net. Batman voice, there needs to be justice. You're right. When I call for unity, it's for sane people. For the insane people who have been calling us fucking Nazis and bigots and pushing lies, straight up pushing lies, trying to destroy lives, I've got nothing for you. I've got zero for you. It is on you to earn back respect, earn back credibility, apologize, and be accountable. And most of you ain't going to do it. And it's completely up to you. But I could give a fuck. We can forgive, never forget. Never fucking forget. Ever forget. I had some, when I was back in my drug days, I had some really good friends who I liked a lot, who I had to drop like a bad habit because they were still in that world and they wouldn't change. And it's all right. You've been a good friend, but bye. I got to live. That's kind of how. It's kind of how you have to edit your life sometimes, and it sucks. Now it also sucks if you lose a friend over one political issue. That's fucking gay. I would never dump a friend over that ever. Although Melissa, even more than me, has had that happen to her just for a few political views. People who were supposedly her friend just fucking bailed on her, and fuck them. They were never your friends. You're pieces of shit for doing that, especially after what my wife did for some of them. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them all. So yeah, it's not, I think today we celebrate, today we dance on a few graves, Today we give some people shit because they've fucking earned it. But then we move forward, and if they want to catch up, fine. If they don't, fuck them. You know? It's not our responsibility. You're adults. Figure it out. What a glorious day, my friend. May Tai rules V for $20. It is glorious. It is glorious. It is glorious. Work to be done. We got a couple more months of this dog shit. But hopefully they'll just be fighting with each other. But they have enough time to start another war, sink the economy. Now I'm going to spend the rest of my day watching fucking meltdown videos because it's fun. We've earned that. We've all earned that. Kick back, relax, fire up the TV, and watch people crying. And Hollywood, you did it to yourselves. And I'll probably continue for the rest of the week to show you examples of exactly how you died. Because apparently you don't know. Is it Stevesy? I think it's Stevesy.
Stevezi.
Or Stevezi. Or Stevesy. Has gifted 40 Nerdrotic memberships for $200. Lynn Jones has donated $9.99. The lovely Lynn Jones. We love you, Lynn. Say hi to Kelly Jones for us. You know, I was just admiring the Batman page he sent to me that my wife was kind enough to hang in our gaming room. It is fucking beautiful. Okay, get that Dracula book. Get the Dracula book. That, if somebody wants a comic book recommendation, get the Dracula book. Matt Wagner, Kelly Jones. It's amazing. It's amazing. And what it does is it's drawn from Bram Stoker's Dracula, but it goes into all the stuff that's insinuated, but not really shown. Because a lot of that pulpy kind of writing back in the day was always from journals. Somebody, which I love. I wish we'd go back to that, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's good shit. And Kelly, unlike some, not all, but some of his contemporaries who've gotten a little lazy over time, has gotten better. Has actually gotten better. And he's got like an absolutely singular, unique style. Kelly Jones. Go look at his art if you don't know who I'm talking about. Did a lot of Batman stuff. Dead Man. Sandman. Congrats. Your role is incredibly important for Western media. What's that stand for? TYS.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. Sorry, I'm old and tired. Thank you so much. Your way of reaching people is the key to eventually let people enjoy normal and hopefully good entertainment again. Keep it up. Much love from the Netherlands. Thank you, Next level.
Next level.
Okay. I can't say the last. I'm not going to say the last part. We're just going to say next level and hail to the Netherlands, man. Hail Europe. I love Europe. I don't want Europe to fall because Europe, so much of it is beautiful, beautiful architecture. It's the old world. We must preserve the old world. I mean, America did come over here and we did make everything better, but we can't forget where we came from. We love you guys, okay? Milwaukee native here. Wisconsin turned out to support only candidate that presented them something different. He's got a team with a vision. They are still billionaires. Keep an eye on them. Absolutely. Don't blindly. You're right, Sean. But I've never, ever thought Trump could be an asshole. I can be an asshole. Trump can be belligerent. I can be belligerent. All my friends can. But I don't think he's evil. Like all this bullshit that he's evil. Anti-Semitic. He's got a fucking he's got Jewish grandkids. Fucking retards, man. God, it's terrible. Patriodamus for $19.99. Is Jack Smith removed from DOJ? They are dropping the federal cases. Oh, really? That quickly, huh? Well, it's over, so the sham is over. And then, so the media, after their meltdowns, will start erasing this from existence. We won't ever talk about it again. I mean, like, imagine if, and I'm glad they didn't, okay? Because I like to beat people fair and square. Plus, even people I don't like, I don't want physical harm to come to them at all. This is America. We got to be able to work shit out. But imagine, God forbid, there was a failed attempt on Kamala or Biden, what the news coverage would be. You know the answer. There'd be 50 books written on it by now. There'd be 15 documentaries. Patch Maverick for $47 on the Streamlabs side. I'm a pastor. I'll try to keep my language. Check. Sorry, pastor. And there may come a day when I look at the liberals melting down online with compassion. But it is not this day. This day, you can cope and seethe. Long live the fellowship. Hail to you all. Hail. It is not this day. I am going to do a backstroke in the river of tears. It's been fun. So I stayed up for another hour and a half last night, X-Ray Girl and chat, just looking at the meltdown. I think I slept for 4 hours. And I'm like, do I go back to sleep or do I go to the memes? And I went to the memes. And it was great. And I'm like sitting there vaping in bed, just fucking laughing my ass off. It's a beautiful day. NKB for $100. Caught a bit of the stream. Keep up the good work. Today is a happy day, so I'll be taking a moment and celebrating. I guess what I should be saying more is this stream gets unlisted for algorithmic reasons. But if you hang on to the link, you can keep watching. Or you can watch the re-upload that will be premiered later today on Nerdrotic Live. You can also find it. We have a little bit of a technical issue that we're working out right now with Apple Music. So I don't know if they worked that out or not. I haven't heard anything from Garrett. But if you have Audible or Google Podcasts or any place you can get podcasts, you can listen to it as a podcast. Spotify. We're on Spotify. We're all over the place. If you want to just drive around and don't want to look at this pretty face and this wonderful red suit. I look terrible in red. I mean, I look terrible in everything, but like mostly red. But yeah, so hang on to the link or go to Nerdrotic Live or Spotify, or you can listen there. And we had a lot of people. It's nice to hear from the people listening to the podcast. It's mostly when we don't upload one, but I know you're listening, so that's good. Keep telling me. Keep giving me shit. Can we do an exchange program with Mexico? We get all the honest, hardworking people, and we deport all the woke people to Mexico. Yes. I'm down with that. I've been to Mexico a lot. Having been to Peru, can we get some Peruvian immigrants? They're chill.
Oh, yeah.
They're super chill. Let's get Sophie up here. Some fucking Peruvian people are fucking chill. Can we get them? They're nice. They're fucking hardworking. A lot of Mexicans are hardworking too. Yeah. But why do we want to do Mexico like that? I have no problem with the people of Mexico, and I wouldn't want to subject them to woke white women. What did they ever do to us? They gave us the carne asada burrito. I'm not going to punish them with woke white women. Carne asada burrito is one of the greatest inventions of mankind. Radio Spec for $19.99. Gary, your channel is one of the several that inspired me to make videos. Awesome. Wanted your feedback on this. What's your argument why critiquing bad media okay, let me start this over because I was choking. What's your argument for why critiquing bad media as a good practice that leads to greater enjoyment of good media? We always need to critique things. People critique my videos constantly. And you know what? I listen to a lot of it. A lot of it's like really kind. A lot of it's like, it's usually, I love you, man, but. And I'm like, oh, I better read this one. And like I got a nice one on Twitter. It's like, hey, I love you. I love your show, but you're spoiling the shit out of Penguin for me. So it's like, could you put up the spoiler paddle? It's like, yes, of course I can. Of course I can. But self-analysis is criticism. Criticism is good because it provides balance. Plus, that's what fans do. We talk shit all the time. All the time. This is good. This is bad. This is why I like this thing over you liking this thing. You're a fucking idiot for liking this thing. That shit's been going on in fandom forever. But as far as criticism, which Tom Hanks called all critics cocksuckers, you don't get better without criticism. And plus, the criticism is also a form of entertainment, whether Hollywood or people who don't like us like it or not. You just said it yourself. I try to be entertaining with my criticism. I try to be funny. Does it always work? No, of course not. But I try to make it entertaining. But criticism only works with honesty. I talked about it on Twitter. I responded to Craig from Side Scrollers, talked about toxic positivity. And I stated that toxic positivity, which is a term that's given to the people who like the Acolyte because of the ideology and not the actual story. That's one example of it, is a lie. It's always been a lie. Maintaining early access, whether you're giving softballs or outright lying about your reviews to maintain that access, is also a lie. And you were able to get away with that for a long time, but we are no longer in that era. And the audience is much smarter than most content creators think you are. A lot of content creators think they're smarter than they are. I'm fucking retarded. I understand that. But at least I'll be honest about my review. I got hammered over my thoughts on Alien Romulus. Did I delete it? Did I fight with people in the comment section? No. I take my lumps. People say their piece. I say my piece. I move on. It's one of my most downvoted videos. It's not close to ratio, but it's one of my most downvoted videos. And I fucking stand by absolutely everything I said in there. My mind has not changed. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of some really good sets and costumes. And it's just a repeat it's just the greatest hits of the previous Alien franchise that ends with a slender tweaker man. It's fucking retarded. But people liked it, and that's great. We don't have to agree. But that's my honest opinion. That's all you can be. That's all you can be. It's tough for some people. You know, especially like the kind of content creators always like putting their finger up to see which way the wind is blowing and stuff. But yeah, I got ratioed on Nerdrotic Live for my Batman trailer review because I said his costume looks like shit. And guess what? I still think his costume looks like shit. It's like they half-assed the Arkham costume. It's like, don't half-ass it. Make an Arkham costume then. It's a cool costume. I'm looking at it right now in an action figure. It's a fucking good costume. I like it. But, so to answer this, let me go back to that question. Where was I? Was it down here? So your argument for why critiquing bad media as a good practice that leads to greater enjoyment of good media. The reason being is I'm honest. So I mean, my critiquing media is not, I don't do it to lead. I'm not suffering under delusions that I'm fucking changing anything. I'm just speaking my opinion. But the thing is, if I'm honest, then if I say I like something, it's not just some bullshit. And we disagree on that. I fucking love One Piece live action. Love it, love it, love it to death. It's diverse. It's got a fucking trans actor in it. I fucking love it. Because the story, that's the most important thing is story. I'm loving the Penguin. Gonna do a big old review on the Penguin. Because I fucking love it. If I have a regret, wish I did one on the Gentleman. Still might do one. But I wish I had the time to do one on the Gentleman. But as far as leading to good media, the only way good media is made if it's, well, for one, if talented people are behind it, right? and they're open-minded enough to make changes. And if they made something good, then I ain't changing anything. But the reason like people go to like Will is because he's honest. Will is highly respected in the industry, especially with the what they call, I don't really love this term, the rank and file. You know, they call it the below the line, but the working class of Hollywood, they love the critical drinker. Absolutely love him. He's known throughout that entire town. He's the biggest critic there. He's the most credible critic there. That bothers some people, and I don't care. Albert Not a Retro for $10. Trump is in again. Canada needs to put Pierre, I can't pronounce his name, in office, and will make North America great again. The West will be strong again, and we'll put North Korea, China, and Russia in their place again. They're already in their place, but they didn't respect Biden. The minute Trump gets in office, they'll be in their fucking place, I promise you. They make a big bugaboo about out of Russia and China and North Korea. We'd fucking wipe the map with them. We would. Wouldn't even be close. Wouldn't even be close. Even with our gay military now. I mean, there's good people there, so thank you for your service. But yeah, the leaders are fucking retarded. Yeah. When is Trudeau out, X-Ray Girl? Does he have like a term limit, or how does it work over there in your...
It's every 4 years, but they did an election, I believe, a year to 2 years ago.
Oh, he called an election early, right? Because he knew he would have been voted out.
Yeah, and he's going to be voted out. Like, there's a large dissatisfaction, kind of like how it is over here with
He called an election. It's 2 years, so it's like we're 2 years away from the... is there term limits? How many like terms can you run in Canada? Forever?
I think he can run forever, but I could be wrong.
Well, his and I'm doing this in air quote. His dad, not Fidel Castro, not his real dad, but his other dad like was in office forever. I remember that.
Yeah. So the next election is October 20th, 2025.
Oh, next year. So you get rid of Trudeau next fucking year. Let's go, Canada. Let's fucking go.
Excited.
I think the truckers need to get together again. That was fucked up. I think every trucker should get together again. Let's do it again. Show them who's boss. Going into people's bank accounts. What a piece of shit. Matthew Ham, $4.99. I hope Trump visits Jeremy Clarkson and Clarkson's farm on his UK trip. We need Prime Minister Jeremy Clarkson and a new show, Clarkson's Kingdom. I'm down with that. Or Esther. Esther from Piers should be the Prime Minister of the UK. She's hot and based. That's good enough for me. The God of Gravy for $4.99. Also, nice jacket, Gary. Thank you. My wife got it for me. Looking for John Pertwee's Doctor Who and that thing. If he was a American, of course. Maybe I can use this for like some cosplay for Doctor Who. Shout outs to Vivek and the first FNT guest in the government. I think you're right. Vivek was a guest on FNT. Can you get him on again? Dude, what's insane about it is when he comes on, you know what Chrissy says? I was craving a Slurpee.
Oh my God.
I forgot about that.
I was craving a Slurpee, and he laughed. Gumidali for 20 Norwegian krona. Congrats, Yanks. Here's hoping lessons are learned. Yeah, oh God, please. The Joker's voice. What's up, brother? For $5. Can't wait to see y'all in Vegas again. Yes, X-Ray wrestling is real. It's just another form of choreographed entertainment. Hail to the fellowship, but it is real. Yes.
Yeah.
And when it's good, it's fucking fun. And people look at it as lowbrow, whatever. The old days of the WWF with Hulk Hogan and Rowdy Piper and Piper's Pit, and then leading up to like, I didn't get in the Attitude Era. Was it the Attitude Era when the Undertaker was around? I kind of stopped. I kind of dipped out in the early 90s. But I fucking love it. And I went back and watched WrestleMania 1 and 2 the other day. It was great. How many male feminists will finally get to take care of the women they have been stocking tonight. Oh, well,
Oh my God.
they better hurry because there's going to be consequences in a couple months. Rest now, Peanut and Fred. You have been avenged. Ray Gonzalez for $2. Indeed. Thomas Pickett for $2. Celebrities are being paid, but not in money. Yeah, it might not be money. It might be something else, Thomas. You are absolutely access. Access. We'll call it access, Thomas, just to be semi-safe. This is probably demonetized. Anyway, Ida Thorne for 100 Norwegian krona. I have a theory that the Democrats saw the first debate and knew whoever was going to go up against Trump would be demolished, and that's why they picked her. She would never be able to save faces. Yeah, she was a sacrificial lamb. We've all said it. She was run up, and if they win, hey, holy shit, America voted this dumb bitch in. Man, we got a puppet, like a full-on puppet now. And if she loses, no. Actually, they gained by getting rid of Kamala because she was vice president, so she would feel like that they would have to, use her first. Now she's gone, and they can pick somebody better in their eyes. And that's why you get Tim Walz from Minnesota, which isn't even a swing state. Like, it made no. The only thing that makes sense is they're like, we're just going to roll out these two retards, and if America's retarded enough to vote them in, great. If not, we'll live to fight another day, and we'll just fight Trump for 4 years. Listen, fighting Trump was very good for CNN. Remember CNN's rating? CNN was in the fucking tank, and then Trump went in the office, and they got a spike in ratings. And then when he was gone, they went in the tank to the point where they got rid of the guy who ran CNN. Yeah, Zaslav needs to completely change it. Cyber76 for $5. We've got one. We've won for Gary, Jeremy, Chris, America, and Tommy and Gina, who never back down. Never back down. Bendix Star for $1.99. Saw all your posts on Twitter. I'm glad we won. Cheers. Monty G for £6 British. Thank you, Gary and Chris, for talking about the rot in the media. I was really lonely with my opinion, but listening to you feels like coming home. Cheers.
Aw.
Thanks. Equality 72521 for $10. Need to get a couple people live streaming from an airport with a Bon Voyage sign wishing all the celebrities a safe trip out of the country. Yeah, if we want, I will help you pack. Just let me know. I will help you pack. I'll start a GoFundMe. If we can expedite this process, please let me know what I can do to help all you celebrities fleeing to Canada or wherever the fuck you're going. Fuckity bye. Disaster area for $4.99. Congrats, guys. Wish this could happen in the UK. LOL. Now can Elon buy Disney and give them the Twitter treatment? God, I wish. Hi, Q. You only got 5 years, UK, and we're behind you. JFK, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Peanut the Squirrel. The madness must end. It must. Hi, Q. Thank you for the $5 British. Mr. Murdoch for $4.99. U.S. prevails against the machine. Reminds me of Captain America's speech in Amazing Spider-Man 537. No, you move. I remember that. I remember that. I have that comic. Ripper's After School Project for $10. The view is beautiful this morning. Let's go. They probably had their best ratings ever. It was just people laughing at them. John Thomas for $10. Complaining about racism while you're inviting the man on the wrong side of every radical issue for the last 40 years. Tawana Brawley, Hasidic, JS riots, Duke Lacrosse, Smollett. Exactly. Well said. I'm also here for X-Ray Girl. Can we give her an applause? Yes, for $9.99. I'm going to miss X-Ray Girl. It's been great having her. I mean, she has to go back to her husband. Mark finally came up with the ransom, so we got to let her go now because that's the rules. But no, it's been great. I've said it many times, the idea of a content house is the ninth circle of hell for me. I would never like it. I've literally been around people since Peru. And usually I spend large amounts of time by myself in this room. It's been great. It's been great. X-Ray Girl is awesome. She's a good egg. She's a good egg. Manny Lamont. You're welcome. For $10, black men weren't asked to vote Kamala. They were told. Exactly. I didn't comply, and many others didn't either. Thank God. Thank you, Manny. And motherfuckers talking to you like you're some hive mind. It's so degrading and insulting. NKB for 10 has gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships for 50. Hail! Father Time for $10. Gen X single-handedly defeats first and probably only Gen X presidential candidate ever for being a poser. May be the next Gen X thing will have done. Yeah, because JD Vance is a millennial, right? I like JD Vance. Stop watching crap. Watch Tulsa King. $1 for $5. I second that. I second and third it. Grand Wazoo 42 for 10 euros. You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. So now we see the light. Hollyweird and the legacy media is so done, and they know it. Fuck them. Albert Not a Retro for 5 Canadian pesos because American men don't want a president who will put them in a jail and deletes row when they're innocent and extend their prison time for cheap labor. Kamala. Thunderstorm $9.99. Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? No, Billy, I don't. What directors do you think would make movies great again? Channel shout out. Thank you. The Bigfoot Corner for $5. Bigfoot Corner. Ooh, Nolan is kind of the last of his breed. The Artur. There isn't like Denis Villeneuve has his fans. I think he does some good work, but I don't think he's a solid hit maker. I think he's niche. There's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of people like his style. A little slow for me. But he did a good job with Dune. Really good job with Dune. Chris Nolan is the king right now. Christopher Nolan is the fucking king. He is the one director that has a fan base that'll show up to his movies, no matter what. Myself included. Hollywood used to have about 5 or 6 of these guys and gals. Now they have one. Who's up and coming? I don't fucking know. I honestly don't know. Which is bad. You might have some suggestions. I'm forgetting his name, but the guy who directed Alien Romulus, as long as he doesn't write shit, I like his directing style. I think it's good. I think given the right thing, he can be very good. Did you see Sydney Sweeney voted for Trump? White girls for Trump. Yeah, I think her dad's based. So good for Sydney Sweeney. She also changes her own oil. So that makes her dad even cooler for teaching his daughter to do that. Working on her own car. That is fucking based. So hail Sydney Sweeney, hottest woman in Hollywood. Cool Wars for $5 Australian. Someone please make the scene of the ending of the Return of the Jedi, Trump looking back at the ghost of Corey and Peanut and Fred. Rest in peace, Corey, by the way. There needs to be some huge dedication to him. Some memorial for him. His poor family. Steven for $3,000 for $2. Why is Carrie Smith not on FNT now Az is out? We'll have Carrie Smith back. She was in Europe. But we'll have her back. Az is welcome back anytime he wants to come back. The insanity started with Harambe and it will end with Peanut. You are right, Keaton Coon. Hickory Chip for $2. Send Hollywood to Mexico. Mark of Reality for 10. Well, Hollywood's going to a lot of places outside of Hollywood. The only people who've made internment camps in the U.S. are leftist Democrats. 4-term FDR did race-based internment camps, and 1-term Biden floated the idea during the coup era. Mark of Reality is 100% correct. I'm going to applaud that one. Scott Kerr for $10. Benny did a compilation of leftist news outlet Meltdown. No joke. Chick from MSC said that none post-secondary educated citizens are too ignorant and dumb to know what's good for them. Know what's good for them. Okay. Elitist much? Hazel Scott for $5. True crime stimulates the, what is that? Amygdala. What's an amygdala?
It's a part in your brain. Yeah.
What's it do?
I can
Stimulate?
Google that.
No, okay. Just because you're an X-ray technician, I thought you knew everything about the brain. Come on.
No, not everything. I don't
And
know.
creates a sense of excitement at a base level in an otherwise banal existence. Source. I'm a therapist. There you go. Thank you so much. You give us hope with the election. Cheers from France. Biano, thank you. I'm going to visit France, but not go to a city. I want to go to your country. Trump winning made me $5,000. Now need Chris to keep me updated on what he thinks of Wicked as soon as he sees it so I can make the right bet. America lives again. Yeah, you'll have to ask Chris. You'll have to ask Chris. Scrolling. Lots of scrolling. Enoch Maman said, today's a great day. Free speech is back, baby. Let's all celebrate by yelling fire in a crowded theater. Sure. Marmalin for $10. Brandon ran due to a bad Second Amendment vote in office, and he got within a stone's throw from upsetting the rhinos. He did. Neil Horn for $5. Hail the nooner guys and gals. Should J3PO have a position in the Trump administration? Sure. He could be a food taster. Ariel Meyer for 30 shekels. The only thing I could think of in Israel seeing Trump win is a little quote that goes like this. Look to my coming on the first light of the fifth day at dawn and look east. There is hope. Yes. Good morning for GM for $10. I don't know if it meant good morning. Will we get an Epstein and Diddy list? I hope so. Got my FNT jacket, and now the ladies love me. Hail the fellowship. Yes, your FNT jacket will increase your chance of getting laid by 30%. 5 out of 5 scientists say. Hi, King Feanor Alpha Chad of Middle Earth for $5. What's up, brother? Good morning, fellow patriots. Day has come again. Cheers and God bless. God bless to you, sir. In October for $4.99. We did it. Latinos for Trumps. For Trump, Viva la Raza. Joy Reid is Don Cheadle in drag. Changed my mind. Beetle Johnson for $10. Not going to argue with you. Rye Guy for $5. Why do celebrities think announcing that they are leaving Twitter X matters? Pure ego. Nobody cares. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Angry Spaz Marine for $9.99. Finally, over my TDS and happy now. Happy how things turned out. Hail to you. Love turning around. Love when people turn things around. Love it. Morning Joe, black man misogyny, old Renaissance boomer for $2. That's what they said. Superhero, HIRO for $9.99. Gary, you look velvety. The Prince blouse is fire. You like this? It's a shirt. It's not a blouse, but it's like an old tuxedo shirt. Like that?
Looks cool.
Albert, not a retro for 5 Canadian pesos. Unfollow me if you support deleting innocent unborn babies. How many of them are human females? Yep. Patriot Adamas for $9.99. Thank you for the donation. Ray Gonzalez for $5. This is why they lost. They're such self-absorbed, aggrandizing dummies that think they're smarter than everybody else. Yep. Billy D. Shilliams for $4.99. We are officially unburdened by what has been. Chewy East, 1973 for $9.99. How many paid pretenders, and I'm talking about Hamill and Avengers, had their last income stream dry up last night? A lot, hopefully. 50 Shades of Grayson for $2. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Trump 2024. Hell. Tricky for $10. According to the 270 Toan, Trump flipped Maricopa County, Arizona. Let's go. Oh, so he won Arizona and flipped Maricopa. Well, Razor Fist was roasting Arizona for good reason. They took forever to count. Hi from the socialist state of Washington. I count the days until I retire and get the fuck out. Mark Demshock, stay safe until you do, brother. Thank you for the $10. Can't believe Harris lost. You bigots will rue the day, says Evil Multiverse Gary for $2. Shut up, Gary. Shut up, Gary. Barry McCockiner for
McCockner.
Barry McCockiner. I get it. Barry McCockiner. Barry McCockiner. Barry McCockiner. MAGA Nation feeling the pain today. Champagne. Luke Smart for $5. The best part is now Democrats can't deny the election results since they made that political point for the last 4 years. Yeah. Sucks for them. Oh, boy, I can't pronounce that name. It's a Polish name for $10. God bless America for the fellowship for Peanut. Hail. Oilers Workshop for $4.99. Remember when you refused to get a political, Gary? Good times. Missed those. Ha! I'll be back to that tomorrow probably, but big difference. This was political and cultural. Political and cultural.
Green Skull for $2 says, F around with Peanut and find out.
And find out.
Yeah, we did. Albert Not a Retro for 5 Canadian says, when it's Clinton or Biden, it's a lie. When it's Clarence Thomas Brett Kavanaugh or Donald Trump, it's true. Get with it, Gary. Sheesh.
I know. I'm out of it. Noveski for €5. Hey, Gary, different politics, but I love your channel and your view on Hollywood, etc. Fuck Trump, but love for Gary and Chris. That's fine. See, and you're welcome here. Because we mainly talk about Hollywood. The Green Skull, believe me, a couple of the people I talked to from Hollywood, they're like, again, I still fucking hate Trump, but he's honestly going to be better than what we would have had, but I still hate Trump. I'm like, all right, that's fine. The Green Skull for $2. Be careful of salt poisoning out there, lads. Yeah. Tanaroo for $1.99. Nooner in the Pooner. In the Pooner. Ronald Gump locked it in. Yay, says Fear the Tardo. Ronald Gump.
Oh my God.
Thank the woke tard for their constant discrimination on normies. They had the chance and they blew it. Now suck it. Zero accountability as usual. Mia Adar for $5. Several of those ladies on The View are wearing black. R.I.P. Oh, were they? I didn't even notice. Lee Kramer for $5. The View is proof fluoride causes ignorance. It does. Retardation. Lord Panda 99 for $5. Goodbye, Commie Fornia. Hello, San Antonio. My only regret is I didn't get citizenship fast enough to stick it to California before I left. USA, USA, USA. Ray Gonzalez for $5. The ladies at The View need to be canceled, not because I disagree with them, but because they are part of a true danger to us all. I think the beauty of free speech is they are allowed to sound as stupid as they like. I'm all for it. Nick Brony for $4.99. The left will use this loss to reinforce their belief that the country is inherently racist and anti-ist or phobe. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And hopefully more people on their side act like Robert and see common sense and call themselves out. It's the only way you check that stuff. Inakramon for $1. Today's a great day for everyone. Free speech is back, baby. Let's celebrate by yelling. I read that one. Fire in a crowded firehouse and a crowded theater. The only problem with that in Akramon is you'd have to find a crowded theater somewhere. Dante Reeves for $1. So satisfying to see the majority of Americans' electorate reject Hollywood. Hail. Ariman for $1. Trump could have picked off New Jersey. Kamala will only be +4 there. Wow. If someone told him that to campaign there, missed opportunity. Yeah, he never did. Don for Life for $5. Thank you for the Trump wing. Gary, Will Ferrell said you were responsible. Yes, he did. Fine. You're welcome. Simon Ho for 2 Canadian pesos. Snow Pink won the band contest on chips. So fixed. X-Ray Girls Secret Racism for $5. Thank you for the ex-Twitter employee who banned the Babylon Bee, inspiring Elon Musk to buy Twitter, helping Trump become president. Yep. It was a chain of events. Gay Carpenter for $77 for $5. Let's change it up. I agree with Gary. Today is the best day ever. The return of Donaldus the King and the new season of Clarkson's Farm. When does season 4 premiere? I'm going to check. I'm going to say early next year. Airs next year on Prime Video, but when? Early part of next year, I'm guessing. Early part of next year. That was the same as last time. I think it was like February or something like that. Market Reality for $5. After seeing all the girls crying on the internet, it's become kind of an unreal that Trump won the women's vote. Barry McCockiner for $5. I will never thirst again. Keep those tears coming, Dems. Darius White for $5. Now that the U.S. is MAGA country again, well, Wherever shall Jesse Smollett go? Gasp! Clutch pearls. No more late runs to Subway, I guess. No. Der Schlurp for €5, sorry. Reposts by Rogan. I haven't seen a man beat a woman this bad since the Olympics. Tom Pickett for $2. Do we need more entertainment made? Maybe not. No, we need more good entertainment made. But we're getting like, now since COVID, I think we're getting like 4 or 5 good shows a year, like from decent to pretty good, and a couple good movies. But I said in my video, the most interesting stuff coming up is on streaming to me personally. So The Penguin's been a surprise. Squid Game season 2, hoping that's good. Cobra Kai is going to start in about 9 days again. And there's other stuff on streaming. The only real movie I'm curious about too, Gladiator 2 and War of the Rohirrim. I think it's going to be just a fucking bait and switch piece of shit. Hope I'm wrong. And the one I'm kind of excited for is Nosferatu by Robert Eggers. But everything else is like, man, actually, the streaming shit is going to be way more compelling. Oh, Arcane Season 2. This Friday. Arcane Season 2. Southeastern Kaiju for $2. Glorious victory, y'all. Now off to bed. Good night. Thanks for being here, brother. Odinson 99. President of what? We don't know. Well, of the United States of America. Isn't it hilarious how the socialists and leftists accuse the right and conservatives of what they do? Election denial, rioting, wanting to eliminate rights. Accuse your enemy of what you're doing. I'd say second monitor content popularized by gaming. I can't believe Drinker only had one monitor.
Yeah, I saw that post. I'm like, what? How?
How do you have one monitor and you're a YouTuber and you stream? I think it's absolutely essential to have 2 monitors if you stream and you game. I think 4 monitors. I think having a little screen that might be. I think it's vanity at that point mostly. Plus,
3 is great.
I had 3. I went back down to 2, but I have people, so that helps. Davey Verse for $4.99. Gary, Halloween is over. Jill Biden wants her outfit back. Plus, any bookies taking a 2028 COVID bets? Right. Snakes and Funerals for $2. Tulsi, 28. I think Vance, 28, but I would take Tulsi too. Ramen Woods for $5. Hollywood, we gave you something you should appreciate. Us. I can get a dog to do that on my lawn. It smells better, and they're still loyal. Facts. Gary, please show Paul Chato car reaction video from today. It's brilliant. Could you, yeah, I can find it. Let me get through we'll end it with that.
Okay.
Mark Reality for $5. George W. Bush came out and congratulated Donald J. Trump upon his electoral win. I read that the Epoch Times now, time to release the 9/11 classified info. Fuck George Bush. Brightest Day Audiobooks LLC for $5. I hear Mark Hamill took the day off to visit his granddaughter. Ho! Matthew Hammond for $2. Hey, I'm just reading super chats. Find the picture of Joy Reid as RoboCop. Is there one out there? Is there a meme? Raven Black Sparrow for $5. I felt a disturbance in the force last night. You did. Matthew Hammond for $2. Find the picture of Joy Reid as RoboCop. Okay. Lord Botha for $4.99. Rumor says that the top 5 pharma companies are having an emergency phone conference meeting today and are in a state of panic. Bobby is coming. They should be. Fuck them. Spartan Bot 1001 for $5. Friday the 15th is opening day of firearm deer season in Michigan. I'll see you at the GRCC, Gary. All right. And get some venison for me. I love venison. It's good. Alpaca was good, X-Ray Girl.
Oh my God, I would love to have more alpaca.
Yeah, it was good. But you and I, we're getting, because you requested Texas barbecue. Yes. And
we haven't had Texas barbecue yet.
So we're going to have some we're actually driving a little ways to get some proper Texas barbecue tonight. I can't fucking wait. Can't fucking wait. Jack Parker for £5 British. Hi there. As a gay man from the UK, I hope that this is an end to the woke politics and forced narrative and back to the good old storytelling. I am too, Jack, and thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And I'm tired of identities being used to push corporate agendas and ideologies and let people be individuals and try to fucking classify them in groups. You know, the whole thing about fucking Gen X was don't label me, man. Don't label me, man. And now I see some of my a lot of my fellow Gen Xers are great, and I fucking love you. But we have to admit that there's a large portion of our generation that's highly disappointing. Highly disappointing. That has brought on a lot of this shit. And they're the ones who are now embracing labels and the man and authoritarianism and rooting on wars. And that was like absolutely everything we were fucking against. Bring back, question everything. Everything. Rayco for $10 after 50 years of being a Democrat. I finally made a jump. I finally jumped ship. They had lost their minds. I gladly voted for Trump, which I never would have believed a few years ago. Hail. Thank you for doing that. America thanks you. America thanks you. Trevor for $5, Lord of Mordor. Get in contact with Archcast for FNT. I love Archcast. He reached out previously and never heard back, so he thinks you don't like him. I like him. Where did he reach out? I didn't see it. Did he reach out, X-Ray Girl?
Not that I'm aware of.
I like him. Yeah. I don't see every message. Sorry. It gets kind of crazy, and I'm just one dude. But I do apologize. I'll reach out to him. Reach out to him. Kaloth for $5. Trump's lasting legacy would be to divorce LGB from the rest of the world word salad as the rest hijack the movement they are not a part of. I could not agree more. To personally enrich and push an agenda to raise themselves up and destroy everyone else. Why so filled with self-hate? Yeah, it's okay to be gay. But they needed something else. Beaver Gladiator on the Streamlabs side for $5. Buckle up, guys. We have a long way to go until January. Rats are deadly when they're backed into a corner. Word. M.M. Martin or Martin 261 for $4.99. Gary, the average citizen lives here for 18 years before they can vote. Immigrants shall wait 27 years before they can vote. They didn't grow up here. There you go. Big Mac for $4.99. Joseph McCarthy was wrong about nothing. Hail Gary and hail MAGA. Anthony for $5. Sad that Lily Tang lost. Would gladly take her over the people she escaped from. Yep. She'll live to fight another day. I love Lily Tang. She's great. Aiken for $7.99. Get on the low carb down under YouTube channel. Carnivore, no carbs, sugar or seed oils, meat and fat helps autism. Carnivore diets help. Yeah, we have our son. That's pretty much all my son eats is meat, and we try to keep him off of breads. I've eaten more bread in the last 2 weeks than I have in 6 months. That's going to change because we've been traveling and stuff, but it's not a lot. Matthew Hammond for $2. Emergency meeting at the top 5 pharma CEOs today. Good. I hope all their fucking testicles fall off. Matthew Hammond for $2. Emergency. I read that one. Jason Arks for $5. I love you guys, and thanks for standing up for all of us. Grace is in the middle of a epic cope session on her channel right now. I saw her tweet where she's like, "So the mainstream media is like full of shit." It's like, welcome, Grace. You're almost there. Tenero for $4.99. Hail the fellowship. Hail to the Patriots. Do you like my Batman painting on Instagram? Teneru. I don't know. I have to look at it. I will look at it, though. Welcome to the age of my wife will have to find it for me because I don't go on Instagram. Sean for $5. Welcome to the age of alternate media, friends. I don't think it's hyperbolic to say, or hyperbole. No, it's hyperbolic. To say Joe Rogan sold Trump's team to lost constituents, young men. Yes, Joe Rogan was, the interview helped. It's a great team. And Joe Rogan's the biggest and best podcaster in the world. Chaos and Control for $1.99. Another total chud victory. Yep. Mark Demshock for $5. Watched One Piece live action because of Gary. Loved it so much. I binged the whole anime. Your lounge lizard attire today, not so much. Oh, come on. You like it.
Oh.
Keep doing what you're doing.
It's fun.
Yeah, don't worry. I usually just dress in T-shirts. I thought I'd dress up for the occasion. I'm getting dissed for it now. Gary, was Will Ferrell talking about you? No, but I'm certainly going to use that clip a lot now. Bio 1656. Matthew Hammond for $2. Representative Thomas Massey will be Secretary of Agriculture. Hashtag win. Fuck yeah. Love Massey. Tim Burchett. Fucking love him. Rand Paul is going to be out there. Oh, God, it's going to be great. Ron Paul. Oh. Madi, how would I say this? Mashi? Madi Maishi or Maish has gifted one Nerdrotic membership for $5. Thank you. Orgiganton, as Jeremy would say, for $1.99. Hail to you both. I miss HEB every single day. How could you move away from HEB? I could never leave Texas because I'd have to leave HEB. X-Ray Girl. It's gonna be.
I love HEB. I don't want to leave. And Costco. There's the two favorite stores all in one city.
You took me to Costco. I told you, it was the first time I've been there since before the pandemic. And what did I find? A giant fucking awesome safe I want to buy. It's like, do I need it? Sure.
Good price, though.
It was a good price. Yeah, I wonder if I can just go get it, but I need my son here. Kamala lost so bad, FEMA sent her a check for $750. Yeah. Earl Starbuck for $5. Hooray for MAGA and hail Nerdrotic. What are your thoughts on the Rohirrim anime? I was optimistic until the trailer came out. Same here. Dog of War for $1.99. Congrats from Hollywood. Must be sweating. Hollywood must be sweating. Thanks. Yes. Sparta Chris for $10. What will also help American consumers is to break up with that old 4 companies. 3 are foreign owned. Control over meat production in the U.S. If you can buy local meat, yes, I try to buy local meat. I do. Rated M for $4.99. 2016 Trump was A New Hope. 2020 was Government was The Empire Strikes Back. Back to 2024. It's Return of the Jedi. When are y'all having Troy Duffy on from Boondock Saints? Well, that is in the works. I have to email him today. I will email him today. Chris put me in touch. I'm kind of nervous about it because Boondock Saints is one of my all-time favorite movies. But yes, we are working on getting Troy Duffy on a nooner episode. Hope you like it. Anonymous for $5 on the Streamlabs side. Loved how you referenced Ron Paul and a boner for a year. I'm with you. Yeah, Ron Paul is my favorite politician, period. You want to know what my politics are mostly like? Ron Paul. And the Fed. Taxation is theft. Dane for the last one of the day for $5 on the Streamlabs side. Hey, first time catching you alive and first time donating. Thank you. We'll be gentle. Here's something crazy. I recently watched the play of Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I just remembered thinking to myself, wow, that's mild compared to today. Thank God Trump won. Yes. The Rocky Horror Picture Show inside of a cult movie has a really interesting message about the loss of innocence and the cost of debauchery. Ted S. for $5. The reason Hollywood can't find good actors is they are all reporting the news. Oh, Ted. That's good. We're going to get out of here. X-Ray Girl, what do you got coming up?
Food. I'm gonna eat such good food tonight.
Yep.
And I'm very sorry, but we won't be streaming the rest of the Rivendell Lego set. It'll just be easier to try to finish it tonight as best as we can before I leave, as quick as possible. But I will take a picture on Twitter if you guys want to see it. And yeah,
that's awesome.
Home time.
Check out. Is Chris live streaming already?
Oh, not yet. But
Do we want to raid that?
Oh, we typically raid Rip
As?
and the Silverback.
Okay, let's raid them.
It's gonna be on Ripa's channel this week, so
You could
make sure you
choose
say hi
between.
from us.
Yeah, watch them both. Like you get. That's what you need 2 monitors for. I watch multiple streams at a time. Watch
Yeah.
them both.
Yeah.
I hope Chris has a safe trip to Las Vegas. Thanks for we had a huge show today. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be back. We'll be back next Wednesday. Am I going to be in Wisconsin next Wednesday?
You're going to be traveling Thursday, so
Okay, so I'll be here next Wednesday. I'll be here next Wednesday. I'm going to start working on my Penguin review, and maybe some other videos. We don't know. We'll see how the day. We'll see what happens to the day. But I'm tired. I'm fucking exhausted. So I'm going to sit on my ass and look at Cope all day. That just sounds fun. It just sounds fun. And hail to Benny. Benny had like the huge crowd.
God,
Benny
huge.
Johnson, fucking massive crowds. And Jeremy, like the stream last night with Jeremy was an all-timer, man. I had the best time on it. It was a funny stream. We try to make it funny. We're also like unintentionally funny because we're super retarded. But great dual stream with Jeremy last night. Thanks for having me on. Thanks everybody who supported us. As always, we will be back next week, and we will be back this Friday. Great guest for this Friday on Friday Night Tights, Matthew Marsden. Actor. Yeah. Matthew Marsden from Black Hawk Down. We've known Matthew for a little while now. It's taken us long enough to get on, but damn it. We're happy he's going to be on. So have a good day, everybody. Remember, hang on to the link. It's going to be unlisted. Otherwise, it'll be uploaded on Nerdrotic Live, and it'll be available on Spotify and all your favorite podcast places tonight.
Yeah. And we'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you guys next time.